welcome to the Bunsen Burner, year-end extravaganza. Happy first day of Hanukkah to all the boys and goyams.
The boys and goyams, yeah.
And, yeah, that's what I had.
Wow.
So when this comes out, this will be. Is it going to come out on Christmas? Because that's what the dates will line up to.
Yeah, all the little piggies will get a
You'll get a. This is your Christmas gift.
little episode in their stockings.
Yes, BBR episode in your stocking. Very good.
I guess we're not gonna get right into it. We'll get into it a little later, but I guess in other news, I went to 2 shows this past weekend.
That's news.
What?
Paul went to shows.
That's enough for the month. Yeah, I went
Yeah.
when I had 2 opposed concerts. So one was Dillinger Escape Plan with Cynic on Friday.
Oh, how's Cynic these days?
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Are they playing like a lot of new stuff or?
They have like a mix set, so they had some stuff from Focus and second album, as well as like, some of the newer releases. And
I never really thought they got bad. They kind of stayed pretty consistent, in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah, they're very good live. That's my second time seeing them. Yeah, Raph, I think like 2 weeks ago was like, oh, Dillinger's playing. I'm like, yeah, I think they're doing the Calculating Infinity album and tour, which is the one I'm familiar with. And then, yeah, they had like the OG vocalists and guitarists and looked like some fill-in guys, but they were old enough they may be around the same around during that first album. And
Interesting.
yeah, we had the Unk POV, so we were up on the balcony, just standing above the crowd, and what's it called, during Senate, or when we first got there, Raph's friend, who I didn't know was there, or was gonna
Crazy
come.
Carl.
Crazy Carl was.
Trevor called him. He's like, "How about kind Carl?"
He is pretty kind, because yeah, we get there, we go on the balcony, we hear the first band, Def Club. They're all right, kind of.
Def Club.
Yeah, kind of just sasscore.
Sasscore.
Fastcore.
Yeah,
What is that?
it's like Locust, Blood Brothers, stuff like
yeah,
that.
where they go.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
so it was
Are
like
they,
that.
Are they sassy on stage?
The vocalist definitely is.
Oh.
But yeah, kind of lame.
Yeah.
But then
Sasscore.
Yes.
Never heard that before. I get it though. I get it.
yeah, and then Cynic went on.
Sassy brass.
Yeah, Cynic went on after, and I was like, damn, I wish I had my, my pens. I can hit it, enjoy some Cynic. And then Carl's like, oh, you mean like this? And kind Carl handed me his pen. Yeah, handed me his pen. Hit it. He hit it. He's behind us. Halfway through the set, Raph is like looking around, and Carl's not there. At the end of the set, I turn around because I was just kind of, enveloped by the performance. And then, he gets some text from Carl, and he's like, where you at? He's like, oh, I'm outside with the water bottle, sitting on a chair. And I guess he was out there because during the set he got like real woozy, like the Vinlander. And
Started feeling woozy.
yeah, and I think he was locking his knees as he was standing, because then he went to get some water at the bar, and as soon as he was done paying for it, he like fainted. And
Jeez.
the EMTs,
Somebody help him up.
yeah, the EMTs had to take him outside and give him a water bottle and let him sit on the chair. And the funny thing was, like, he had, the drinking wristband, and they like ripped it off him. They're like, oh, you're good.
They ripped it off him.
Yeah,
So you're a liability, pal.
yeah. And
Like that's it. You're good.
then there was like a little, like, the teardown situation was taking a while. It was probably like 30, 40 minutes just setting up for Dillinger.
It's quite a while.
Yeah, and then I guess that was enough
Cynic
time.
opened for Dillinger?
They were in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird.
Wait, who headlined?
Dillinger.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was only 3 bands. Um, and then after they're all setting up, their lights go dim. Carl shows up right from the back, and then he's like, "All right, I'm good." I guess that was enough time for him to recuperate. Um,
I wonder what happened to him. I've never passed out.
yeah, me either.
Like randomly, like I don't quite understand how that
I think you
happened.
just get lightheaded. You're
I feel
locking
like
your
I've been
knees.
through a lot in my life, and there's been a lot of moments where like I probably should have passed out, but I just don't.
You're not crazy like Carl. And
I don't know.
yeah, and then yeah, Dillinger was great just to see the sort of performances that they're giving. Like the guitarist was like jumping on and off his like cabs and doing spins and flips and kicks and
Very punk rock of him.
yeah, it was like fucking like school rock shit. And then he like threw out his guitar into the crowd and like was crowd surfing with everybody. And it was funny whenever the vocalist would like come to the gate of where the audience was at the floor. It was like World War Z, that like meme with like all the zombies like on top of each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like all those kids are like doing that to get to the vocalist. It was funny.
Nerds.
But yeah, anyway, good show. And then
not the nerdiest show Paul went to.
yeah, not the nerdiest, even though it was like some math
Lord.
grind. Because the following day,
Uh-oh.
Dan and I went to see Blind Guardian.
True.
Oh, all right, yeah, it's a different kind of nerdy, but definitely
Yeah,
nerdy.
the power metal nerds were out. They came out of the woodwork.
That was crazy. Just the I was like, what kind of people are gonna be here? And
That kind.
I shouldn't have been so curious.
D&D types, what I imagine.
Yeah,
Must've
and
been a
just
fantastic show,
like normie shit too.
Normie shit.
Yeah, like the guy and like that girl that we were standing next to at like our third spot during the Bard song. Like they're just like super normie.
The guy who was like yelling.
Yeah,
Well, he was like he like knew the lyrics and stuff.
yeah.
I don't know how normie that guy was. I wasn't really. I just kind of saw like a slightly fat guy with a shaved head
Mm.
and like a tall nerd, and then some girl who was like all spazzed out.
Mhm.
It's crazy. It's like sometimes chicks can be like cool, cool, but then other
Oh.
times when they're like when girls are part of a nerdy subculture, they're like just like them. They're just like these spazzy autists. It's crazy.
How long
It's
have we
like
been
they take-
recording?
They take on the form of
8
their
minutes.
boyfriends.
So it took Dan 8 minutes to mention a fat guy.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's a record.
Well, I said slightly fat guy.
Yeah, still.
Still fat. But yeah, we were supposed to see in Sifrim and stuff, but we ended up going a little later.
I was
And-
late. I had a busy weekend. I was at Audie's Menda's house because he's like gonna fill in for Blessing for our next show.
Yeah, so he was jam packed, and he was coming from, over there to pick me up and then go to the show. And I think we got there while Sifrim was playing, but I think you went out back to get some earplugs, and they were giving you a hard time to come back in.
Yeah, they just like made me wait, and the security guard, like the main security guard, was like, I don't know, he looked very unprofessional. He was wearing a suit, but he also had a beanie on. Black guy. And
Yeah.
he's like, they got earplug there. You can't go in there. I'm like, I didn't know. I never been here. I don't know. I was basically being polite. I wasn't giving him like problem. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go. You know what? It's gonna be like, okay, yep, no problem, no problem.
Take
That's
his-
usually
take his
how
beanie.
I deal with things when things start to get a little hairy. I'm like, nope, no problem, nope, okay, yeah, no problem, all good.
Yeah, and then yeah, we sung the Bard song, and
We gained medal points.
yeah, that was
Nice.
metal experience there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Saw the Xbox achievement unlocked.
I forgot that they play Majesty because like I didn't expect them to do that as an encore.
Oh yeah, that was great. Mirror Mirror too.
Mirror Mirror too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They closed with that one.
I was just a little like
Perturbed.
confused, yeah, because this would be the like what is it, 30th anniversary of Imaginations from the Other Side, like this year. Why wouldn't they tour that one instead of this album from '92?
I don't know.
And I feel like that Imaginations is at least my favorite album from them. So it's but they played I think they played a song from there. I forget which one.
Yeah, I think Somewhere Far Beyond is probably my third favorite Blind Guardian record. I mean, they played stuff that I liked,
Yeah,
but like a lot of their songs, especially on that album, sound the same. So it was kind of like whatever. Although I will say, Blind Guardian playing a big packed theater, it does work. The guy from the Fenris interview was right. He's like, oh, in Germany we call it Schlagen. I don't think he said it in the Fenris interview, but he was on like a power metal interview or a documentary by that like Sam Dunn guy a long time ago, and he's like, it's called Schlagen. It means easy to sing along to, and yeah, Blind Guardian is totally like, it works as a big venue kind of band.
yeah, because I was saying like in like South America and like all these other countries, they're like playing for like a fuckload of people, and like there's like just a sea of people singing along and shit. So it was, we got a little bit more of an intimate experience, I guess. They weren't so far away by the
No,
time.
not too far away. By the time we got to our good spot, like on the all the way to the right,
Yeah,
that was yeah, we had a pretty good eye view. It's good.
yeah,
Were
solid
they as good
show.
as I expected would be?
Yeah,
What's that?
I asked if they were as good as I would expect them to be.
They weren't disappointing. Like their performance was not disappointing at all.
Yeah.
I think those guys have been around for such a long time and like have played so many big shows. It's kind of indicative that they'll be like super professional, and that works just because they've never really strayed away and done anything that wasn't Blind Guardian. They've always kind of been that band.
yeah. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
points when we are like trying to go outside or something and get a beer, and we're like, "Oh fuck, this song's playing. Let's go back."
Yeah. We could hear it from outside. We're like, oh, we're going back in.
But
Any good openers or meh?
well, they had
Sephirum was there. We didn't see him though.
yeah, it was like a Fred type show where it like ended at 10 or 11.
Yeah, it was pretty early. I think we were like on the road at like 11:30 or something.
I
Yeah.
would be so down for that.
Yeah,
It's not bad. I really don't mind that.
we got
And I don't even mind that we kind of missed the first bands. Like, being there as long as we were, maybe like an hour?
Yeah.
A little over an hour? It worked. Something like that works out perfectly. I don't want to be in one place for too long, especially at, like, a place I'm supposed to be having fun at. It's like, I'll have my fun, now it's time to run. As
yeah,
REM said.
yeah. Good show though to end off the year, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Fred, you got anything exciting that you did?
No, I think I'm done shows for the year. The
You got one more in
show
you. Come
that
on.
was planned to happen but never actually happened. They called it Ritual TO, and it was supposed to be Batushka and fucking
Batishi.
Archgoat. Who else was
Yeah,
supposed to be there?
It'd be funny if they had a fest with like all the bands with the same name. There's just like a bunch of Badushkas.
All the
Yeah,
Batushkas. All the tyrants.
But yeah, that was supposed to happen. Who else was supposed to be there? Heller Ruin, fucking Take. And yeah, that didn't happen because they totally fucked up. So, what can you do? So yeah, I think my shows are done for the year,
Nice.
which is on one hand too bad. On the other hand, I don't have the energy. So
I always feel like it's fine when things happen like that. It's like, well, at least I get to stay home.
Yeah, canceled plans are sometimes better than actual plans.
Yeah,
I
because
was reading.
sometimes actual plans you don't even say anything, but you're like, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're like, I
I
really
was
don't even want to go.
I was reading. When you're young, you have FOMO. When you're old, you have JOMO, joy
You
of
have
missing
homo.
out.
The joy of missing out.
Yeah, you're like, fuck it, I don't want to do this.
I've felt that way for a long time. I definitely don't feel FOMO much at all anymore. It's like been there, done that, and I kind of know what I'm missing, and I know that I'm not missing much. I'm fine with staying home and relaxing. That's fine. I don't
Pretty
need to
much.
be out and about. I really don't need it. You know. But as I'm going through my early 30s here, I remember hearing about or reading something where somebody was like, "Oh, the 30s, my 30s were the best years of my life," and somebody else sort of explained that in a way where it's like, well, in your 30s, you're kind of established in certain ways and in like certain aspects of life, and the sort of the more responsibilities that you have as you're in that age bracket, it's like I don't know. That kind of like brings out the memories, and that kind of brings out, in retrospect, everything that you've done and like everything that you were a part of because you had a lot of responsibilities during that time. And it's like you're not too old. You're not so old where like your body's starting to deteriorate and you're not feeling good anymore, and like or maybe you don't even have anything going on. But I feel like 30s are probably you're probably making more money at that point. You probably have more friends. You probably have more things to do. I think the more responsibility you have, that's probably like I don't want to say more fun, but it is more fulfilling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, when you're in your 30s, you probably have the most medal points you can get.
Oh yeah, when you're in your 30s, you have the medal points. In your 40s, you have more, but it's not quite the same. In your 20s, you're kind of just like a maggot.
For,
You have no value. You don't know what's going on. You're a big fucking crybaby. I remember everybody in their 20s was like the biggest fucking crybaby ever. You know what I'm talking about, Paul? I'm talking about like in general.
mhm.
Just a bunch of fucking crybabies. 30s, it's like yeah, there's a little bit of drama, but there's always going to be drama with like social groups and things like that. But
That depends. That depends.
what do you mean?
I have steered clear of drama for a long ass time, and I don't plan
Yeah.
on changing that.
That's good. That's good. Some people avoid it, but I feel like there's always that thing in some aspect or not, you know. But in my 20s, there was just so much bullshit and so much. I think I had a lot of FOMO at the time, but looking back, I'm like I could have just done without all of it. None of it mattered.
Yeah.
I look back in my life and I'm like, at the time, all these things mattered, and you look back and you're like, I don't even talk to these fucking people anymore. Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck? Like I don't care. I don't think about them, and they don't think about me. It's like what? At some point, that has to be in people's minds too, where it's like, why do you care so much? They don't care about you.
Yeah.
So please just relax and do your best. Have a little fun. You don't need to. You don't need to go crazy with friendships and social dynamics and I need to do this. I need to relax. You know, you'll get to it. Get to what you get to. Rest your shoulders, but let the shoulders rest a little bit. I see a lot of guys walk around. The shoulders are like way puffed up. Let them down. It'll feel better.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, just put them down. Ugh. Do a little neck stretch, and you're good to go. Yeah, like for example, like I just mentioned, Fred. We went to the the ex Black Twilight guy, Arismenda. I guess he's filling in for Unblessing on other guitar on account of the other guitar player had left. And
Drama.
he just kind of quit the band.
I'm just
Um,
kidding.
No, but it's easy. I don't take it too seriously. I just kind of show up. Like that's literally all I do for that band. I just kind of show up. Even for Galicia, I just kind of show up and it just works out. So, you know. But he was a cool guy, the Arizmenda dude. Pretty nice guy. I was looking through his record collection while he was in the house doing something, and I saw his Falkenbach collection of vinyls.
Nice.
I was like, oh, cool. So I spotted that, and I spotted he had a the Ukrainian Druk collection
Yeah.
as well. And he also had like funny stuff on DVD. I saw like a Mind of Mencia DVD. If anybody watched that show.
Mm-mm.
No.
You never watched Mind of Mencia, Paul? You don't know what that is?
No.
Carlos Mencia, his old TV show on Comedy Central.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never watched that.
Oh wow. He was the guy that Joe Rogan like confronted at a comedy club for like stealing jokes or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dude. He was like he did like Mexican the kind of George Lopez Mexican comedy, but I think it turned out that he wasn't actually Mexican. He was like Middle Eastern or something. He was pretending to be a Mexican. His name wasn't really Mencia. His name wasn't Carlos. It was like something else. It was like Ahmed Abdul or something.
Shit.
Yeah, it turned out he was just a great big phony.
That's funny.
I'd also like to give a little shout out to our boy Bestial Conclave for putting in the work and doing the timestamps. He did like 2 of them in one night. I woke up and I had 2 big timestamp comments on I think episode 125 and the last one. Yeah. So yeah, thank you Bestial Conclave. Merry Christmas. Do they celebrate Christmas in Japan? I don't know. Do they celebrate Jolly Buddha? What do they do?
That's my number 1 listener of the year.
Yeah. Favorite listener of the year. Oh, Fred, I don't know if you saw this. During the time that we were away, we've been getting comments about the potato chip eating. Did you recognize that? Did you
I
see
saw
that?
one of them.
Yeah.
where you
Oh
responded
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
I mentioned it at the very end of last week's
We
episode.
will keep eating.
Well, Fred's the one who's eating, but I'm not gonna deduct points from Fred. He can keep eating. You can keep chomping on chips. Totally fine with me. If the listeners don't like it, just it's not even that often that you hear a chip crunch. I'm not hearing it right now, so relax. We
I
had, but
don't
we
eat
had
chips.
another comment. We had another
I don't
commenter
eat
like
chips
right
very
under that.
often
He's
at
like,
all.
I noticed it too.
We have some real detectives in here.
I know.
Yeah,
See what else is on
Bestial
my,
Conclave. Next time you hear a chip crunch, you got to
Yeah.
put in the timestamp.
Chip
Please
crunches
do.
are on the timestamp. I wrote Filigaris in my notes, which means I think I want to go ahead and get their CD out pretty soon. I think I might do it this week.
Okay, so
How's that sound?
first release of the new year.
If it's
Yeah.
as good as their demo, fucking.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more. It's not as unhinged, I don't think. It's a little bit more like occult black metal style rather than a full-on ultra metal thing.
Mhm.
But I thought it was pretty good. We'll see what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about the Black Dahlia murder. I forget exactly why this came up. Oh, I know
Why
why
would
it
you?
came up. The our friend Malice from Apocatastasis, he posted something today. There was like he posted like a somebody did a top like a big 4 of death metal bands, and Black Dahlia was on that list. And he said, "Who gives a fuck about the Black Dahlia murder?" And you know what? I 100% agree. The Black Dahlia murder should not be on a death metal big 4 list. Are you serious? Are you serious? My argument for that.
Yeah.
My argument for that is like, okay, we've done this on this show where we can kind of defend people who listen to that, or even the band for that matter, where it's like, you know what, we get the poser thing, we get the true metal thing, but at some point, if you like some songs from that band or you just like that band in general, whatever, we're not gonna you're not gonna be lynched, not just by us, but like-minded people, I guess. But you have to understand, we talked about this with Garrett for a second, do you not understand that is a scene core band? They're a fine band, but they are by no means a death metal band, a true death metal band. They're just not. They've never been, and they're not as good as most death metal bands. They are a scene core band with some okay songs. A lot of what they did was very unoriginal and very just kind of vapid, honestly. Jokey, scene, mellow death, whatever. And I feel like there's been a push in recent years to defend that kind of music too much, defend deathcore too much, where that Wyatt X hymn is like calling out what's his name, the Scale It Back guy, for like making a joke or saying like whatever, this band sucked, and he's like, like seriously, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. It's like, dude, it is the Black Dahlia murder. Why are I don't understand the metal that all of a sudden there seems to be a thing where it's like, he was my hero, Trevor was my hero. Trevor's fine, okay? I'm not saying he's like a bad guy. I'm just saying, like, dude, the Black Dahlia Murder was not that great of a band. They were like a stadium deathcore band that appealed to scene kids for the longest time.
Yeah, they're
And
just
then
a popular band.
And then it came out that like their main guy likes death metal. So that doesn't really change anything. So yeah, stupid metalheads, wake up and quit buying into this like, well, everyone's metal. Look, I'll go as far as to say like the Black Dahlia Murder isn't even a metal, like a true metal. They're definitely not. They're not. I would go as far as say not a metal band as far as the true scale goes. Oh, you like them? Fine, but that's not really something you should be
Proud of.
proud of. Yeah, you should be embarrassed to listen to that band. A little bit, at least a little bit embarrassed. It's like,
I actually saw them live.
You saw them live?
Yeah, this is ages ago though.
Me
And
too.
honestly, like, it was. I don't remember, to be honest. I went there for a different band. I don't remember what the band was. Might have been Arch Enemy. This is ages ago. Like, this is like right after their first album.
Mm-hmm.
And I reviewed that first album for the website I worked for, and I didn't like it at the time. And there was a lot of deathcore influence at that point. I don't know if that's changed. I think it has, but I don't. I haven't followed them. I couldn't tell you.
My gripe isn't with deathcore fans or with the band itself or the genre itself. My thing is like, you so-called metal people with opinions on the internet. That's us, but we're all experienced. We're all in our 30s and older. Baby Paul's like a year away, but I think there needs to be a kind of shut up moment for you, sort of like deathcore like die-hard defenders. It is not that deep. It's just deathcore. It's just scene kid music. Who cares? So yeah, kind of circling back to what Malice said. Who cares?
There you go.
There you go. There's my rant.
Well, in other news, there's been a couple deaths this past week. Rob Reiner. He
Yeah,
got
Meathead.
murdered.
Yeah, that's wild.
Meathead got murdered, apparently by his son.
Yeah.
How do you guys know him? I know him as Meathead from All in the Family. My dad used to watch that show.
I knew him from, what's it called, Dickie Roberts and Misery. He directed that one.
Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Well, true.
Did he direct that too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Rob Reiner was like a giant liberal, but he did some good stuff. What's funny,
will
Fred,
agree
did
with
you
that.
know what All in the Family is?
Old ass show, right?
I know of it. I never actually watched it.
It was it was a sitcom in the early 70s, where Rob Reiner was like the main character, or I guess he was like one of the main characters, and he was the son-in-law that lived with his wife and her parents, and the dad was written to be this like bigoted guy that you were supposed to hate, and you were supposed to like Rob Reiner as like the open-minded liberal. He's, this is who you should aspire to be, and you should dislike the older generation of a bigoted dad. But the opposite happened, where audiences liked the bigoted dad, and they didn't like Rob Reiner's character.
Oops.
Everyone sort of identified. Yeah, it was a show with a lot of racist jokes and things like that, but people liked that. They liked. You were supposed to laugh at that stuff, but you were supposed to laugh at it in a way that was like, this old fogey, I can't believe he thinks like that. But a lot of people kind of were laughing because they're like, "Yeah, I agree with Arch, agree with Archie," and not Archie called him meathead. He goes, "Hey, meathead," and he would make fun of him for being a Pollock. He's like, "You dumb Pollock." Paul, if you look up Archie Bunker, he actually looks like a white version of my dad. If you've never seen what he looks like.
Let's see. Yeah.
He straight up does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Rob Reiner, crazy. I think he was murdered by
Yeah.
his son.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
That and
Oh.
the guy who voiced Sheen.
Yeah, Sheen. Sheen Estevez from Jimmy Neutron, the Ultra Lord kid. And also Doug Dimmadome, the guy who did the voice for Doug Dimmadome, died. I thought Vince was joking, but he wasn't.
Yeah, Jeffrey Garcia.
I don't think Fred knows Jimmy. Fred, do you know Jimmy Neutron? You don't know what that is, right?
I know Jimmy Neutron, yeah.
What about Doug Dimmadome? Do you know what that is?
No.
That Fairly Odd Parents. Did you ever see that?
That I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the reoccurring characters. He was like a millionaire cowboy, and he would go, "I'm Doug Dimmadome, Homer the Dimsdale Dimmadome," and he had like a big white cowboy hat. So yeah, rest in peace, Doug Dimmadome and the guy who played Sheen.
But
Oh, I was going to say about All in the Family too. If you've never heard the theme song to that, Fred, or like seen the opening scene, that's where they get the Family Guy opening scene. The Family Guy opening scene is based off All in the Family's opening scene. It's like the
okay.
husband and wife playing the piano and singing about the old days and shit.
hmm.
Yeah, so that's where they got that. That's where Seth MacFarlane got that.
But in enough of the death days. We had a birthday, Raph, this past weekend. Had birthday.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Let's see. I wanted to just kind of have a retrospective of releases that we've done so far this year. We got like the Warriors Chalice split, the Abortionist album, Natalie Portman EP, Delirium Shroud, rehearsal tape, and the Kralzek album or demo.
That's not bad. We had an okay year.
Yeah. Was there any that I missed, or was that it?
I don't know. I don't know if you missed any. I'm not. I don't have the catalog in front of me at the moment.
But yeah.
As far as music we've recorded, we only did the Natalie Portman thing, but we were kind of just working on Galicia Live stuff this whole year.
Yeah, we did quite a few shows.
Yeah, we did. I think 6, which isn't a lot, but hey, pretty good for us. Kind of starting from the ground up.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Good for us.
Yeah, good for us. I never even imagined we would get any shows. You know what I mean? It's because for a long time we just kind of weren't offered anything and nobody knew who we were. And then I don't know. We started doing this show and we started the label and that sort of or I think Galicia, the album, when we were talked about on the Terminus podcast, that sort of launched us into existence. Really.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I don't think before that we were really on anybody's radar whatsoever.
Just what's it called? Winter Solace.
Winter Solace, we did have that label, but I that didn't get much attention at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's all pretty quality releases too.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, quality stuff.
Just waiting on the damn physicals for Natalie Portman.
They are in the works. Vinyls take a long time. I don't know if you've ever heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And I'm experiencing it now. Yes, they do take a long time.
Yeah. Just
So yes, Natalie Portman EP, the 7-inch will be out at some point. I don't know when, but all I know is like the vinyl is actually being produced right now. So hopefully very soon. And like we mentioned a couple episodes ago, Galicia new full length is going to be coming out, or it's being worked on. It's not going to be coming out just quite yet. I'm thinking.
How long are we talking here?
Next year. The goal is 2026.
Okay.
I think if we work a little bit faster, we can kind of get it done, because when we rehearse at my place, we sort of slack off.
yeah.
We just slack off. We're gonna just have to get to work earlier.
Yeah.
You know, we usually take like an hour before we get in there. I think we'll just start to take like maybe 30 minutes at most, 20 minutes.
Yeah, Raph was telling me at the show, he's like, we might have to kick it into high gear and do
Yes,
two practices or
absolutely,
something.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. We're gonna have to step it up a bit. Kraken, clock.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kick it into overdrive in many ways.
Yeah.
So, I wrote chili in my notes just because I've been in the mood for chili lately. I had a chili omelet this morning, and then like the day before that, I had a chili burger. I don't know why. I have a taste for chili lately. Chili for breakfast.
Chili's
It just
good.
Is
it
it
tastes good.
is it doing a number on you?
No, it's not. I'm actually, not to be too graphic, but I'm solid.
Oh, okay. I thought that would like get you some acid reflex or something.
Nope. No. It's just fine. No, nothing. It's agreeing with me. The chili makes me feel good.
Nice.
Said no one ever until now.
Yeah, the chili does make me feel good. Oh yes, I wrote down something stupid that Alex said when we were at Eddie's Mendes house. He's like, the girls left to go pick up Alex's girl, and he's like, have them get some beers. He's like, some cold ones with the cold ones. I was like, that's kind of funny. The cold one. He refers to the girlfriends as the cold ones. That's not too bad. That's kind of funny. The cold ones. Oh, something that happened that pissed me off. Last time at practice, after we were done, I was in the drive-thru with my friend, and I don't know if you're aware of this, Fred. Paul knows about this, but like, there are a ton of innovations in the marijuana world where nowadays it's not even just like buds, you know, like the marijuana plant that you kind of put into a bowl or a bong or something. They've made it so it's like this condensed goo. It's basically just like high density weed goo, and you just smoke this like goo, and you have to boil it up like in the machine. The machine boils it up, and you smoke goo. Basically, that's where the kids call it wax. I'm calling it goo.
I know
goo.
nothing about any of this.
Yeah, well, we have a friend who's like, he has all the European technology that does all this stuff, and he brings all these strange apparatuses and contraptions that you smoke weed wax or weed goo out of. So, okay, well, you know, like vape pens, right? They have like weed pens.
Yeah, again, I know of them, but...
Yes. So I know of them too. So I'm in the drive-thru with my friend. He hands me one of these pens, and what's the first thing you do? You look, where do I inhale from? Where's the thing? And so I like turn it over, and boiling hot weed goo pours onto my finger, and it really burned the fuck out of me.
No kidding.
Yeah,
It burned me. It burned me. Yeah. I took a picture in the group chat. My finger like had two big bubbled, burned boil blistered things, and yeah, that hurt real bad, and that pissed me off. But I told Paul it reminded me of that anime Grave of the Fireflies. Have you ever seen that one, Fred?
No, but I've heard of it. Is that the one that's like post World War II or something?
It's happening during World War II. In the beginning of the movie,
yeah.
I'm gonna spoil this. I hope nobody minds, but this is like at the beginning of the movie. Like, so it's a Japanese village getting like firebombed, and the boy and his sister, they escape, and they go to a school where all the like injured people are. And some lady goes, they're like, "Oh, your mom was injured," and he goes to see the mom, and she's like wrapped, like bandaged. Her whole body is bandaged up. She's like missing a foot. She's like severely burned, like she's going to die. And when I was watching that movie, it was like the next day after the burn thing. I'm like, damn, that's what I felt like when that fucking that weed goo poured on me. It felt like this burned mom after a firebombing. That's what it felt like. That was a good movie, though. It's kind of crazy. I've heard of this movie for a long time, but I saw it for the first time like this week. It is immensely depressing. It's crazy. You don't expect that from that director, because usually his movies are like sentimental, feel good. You feel great after you watch it. You're like, ah. After you watch this one, you say, oh. You want to die. You Are Dead.
I was gonna
Um,
say, did you guys have any particular favorite episodes that we did of our other picks, or like the ones that you didn't pick,
let me take a look.
or
Let me see.
bands?
Yeah, I'd have to pull up the list. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look and see what we've done this year. See, I can pull up the playlists.
Yeah, because what else I was gonna add on, but while you guys are looking, I guess also guests of the year. If you guys want to
Get
ruminate about that.
guests of the year. Okay, what was the where did we start this year? Um, okay, so Jub was the end of the year last year.
We
Um,
had let's see, Weasel, and we had what's it called? Iran from Dungeon Serpent.
yes, I liked Weasel, but he wasn't that wasn't one of my favorite episodes. But it was a pretty decent I didn't really say shit. I kind of just listened. So
Yeah,
as
that was
for me personally, it was not one of my favorites.
Hyper Shaman. We
We
had
had
him,
Shannon.
Shannon.
Let's see, I'm still looking here.
I'm realizing
Um,
I've missed a lot of the guest episodes this year.
hmm. hmm.
We had
I liked.
Malice.
Yeah, we had Malice. I liked my episode that we did, Disgorged, Thy Hideous Wake, and In Thy Dreams. I liked that episode. I remember
Mm.
that one being particularly fun and fun to talk about. Uh, Dr. Max Lipoma, his episode was pretty good. Not one of my like it's that was a good episode, but I wasn't involved in it, and
Yeah.
it yeah, it's just it. I wouldn't put it up there, but it was a good episode as far as like what I imagine the listeners would
We
be
had
able to enjoy.
Black Josh. We had Burrs and GameCube
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Man of War episode was probably my favorite of this year.
Yeah, that
As
that
far as
was
episodes, the Man of War episode was really good and it felt good.
pretty peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt like a Miyazaki movie. Felt good.
Got and we also had Base Hooligan and Garrett.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going through. I went through the list here. I think who was that other guest you just said that we had? I forgot who was.
Base Hooligan and Garrett. Black.
I think Garrett's episode was really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really liked his.
yeah, that was a two-parter. He
As
was a
far
good
as
guest.
you know, I don't mean to be so like picky choosy, but if I'm just being honest, I think Martyrs, not even the discussion, but just having that guest was a lot of fun.
Mm. I really enjoyed Paul's black metal trilogy episode. Meanwhile, Arcanum and Sovereign. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
Um,
where that sort of took off right there.
Yeah. Excruciating Pain and what was it?
Judecca?
Judica was really good as well.
Yeah, I especially liked the excruciating pain portion of it. I thought that was really good. Um, oh, two back-to-back episodes that were really good. Crifator Satan Narda that Paul did, and then the Lust Ouroboros episodes. I liked those a
That
lot
was
back
this
to
year.
back.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was very early this year. I think this trifecta right before we went on break for the 100th episode, because Fred did Raven Throne.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
pretty cool release. Not one of my favorite releases, but I remember that episode being just a lot of fun. Oh, and you mentioned Dungeon Serpent. Yeah, that was a really good one too. It was good to finally talk to that guy because I had been friends with him for a long time,
we ended up
and
doing
we had
bussing.
never spoken in like in a phone call kind of way.
Yeah, that was
I'm bummed to
one.
miss that one.
That was the episode that fucking Beelzebub ranked on, and we had Iran just come on and we talked about Unblessing.
Yeah, we just talked about Unblessing. Then I joined Unblessing, and now Edis Menda is joining Unblessing. It's kind of a weird, or just weird way that things work out, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, the Obfuscation, Mayhemic Truth, Nefas episode was
Episode
really good, too.
100 is a classic. Episode 100 is a
Yeah.
total classic.
yeah. I think this year of getting all the
Fred's Entropy, Ashen Existence was really good too.
mhm, like getting
Oh,
all
yeah, I forgot we did
the
that.
three-parter episodes have been, I think they've been a hit. or 3 album ones. So I think we got some more stuff like that ahead of us in the next year. I have some episode ideas to do, and then I was also experimenting with doing more, I guess, well-known bands like Dystopia and what else? Yeah, like Man of War 2 and Angel Witch. I think those just been all banger episodes too. And then the brutal death metal block too at the early on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think after we do this, we'll probably go on like a 1 or 2 week break, right?
Yeah.
For the holidays.
Yeah.
I think when we come back, I'll probably do I'm not going to give away what it is, but a popular brutal death, technical death album. So because I think I'm next in the rotation, anyways.
Yeah.
Black Dahlia Murder.
It's not the Black Dahlia Murder. They're fun. They have some good songs. Like Funeral Thirst is a great song, but you so-called metaloids defending that shit like to the death. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Defend Excrement Scorched to the death. I heard Jub mention Excrement in his latest Adramalek video, which was cool.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. Need to.
I think he should do an Excrement episode. I think that would be cool to hear his take on it, because I remember it was either the last time or the first time we had him on. We were sort of like, he was confused by why I liked Excrement so much. He's like, that's the best Finnish death metal? He's like, even above Scum? I'm like, yeah. He's like, huh. He sort of couldn't wrap his head around it, but I think I think maybe he could if he did an episode on it.
Yeah.
So I think
Doing an episode on that one is the reason that I finally own it.
It's really good. It's slightly it's very nuanced. I think at first listen or at first glance, people will not quite see anything special about it, but I think it's genius.
So like, what is this shit?
It's genius. It's genius is what it is.
But yeah, I think BBR got some things in the works for next year, and it'll keep getting better. This is our third what's it called?
It's our third
end of year show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy to think about.
It doesn't feel like the year's gone on long enough. It feels like we still have a little more time.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is when you get older. It's like, wait, no, I wasn't done yet. I still want more time. I need more time. It's like the Twilight Zone when the guy breaks his glasses. There was time now. It's not fair. Or in the Futurama spoof of that, his glasses break. He's like, oh well, I can still read in Braille, and then his fingers fall off, and then his head falls off. Yeah, crazy that we've gotten. I think we started when we started doing the podcast. We had 65 subscribers. Like to this was just my personal like YouTube channel. I had 65 subscribers, and I would just upload like rehearsal clips of our bands and stuff. And now we were at 728, but we still have people doing the unsubscribing thing, so we're at 727. I don't know if that'll ever stop, where people are like, oh, never mind, I don't want to do this.
Why would you
But
stop?
yeah, I'm surprised. I was surprised when we were up at 500. 727. We're almost to 1,000, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then my next question was gonna be favorite thumbnail of the past year. 'Cause I feel like that's a very very particular thing in what we're doing.
It is. Not a lot of people talk about the thumbnails. Sometimes people do. I think we got a comment on the last one with Bad Boy Bubby. And he's like, Christ, kid, you're a weirdo. So I think it was our Australian friend Gore Smoker who recognized that. I think Australians just kind of know this movie.
Yeah, I think
it depends.
My favorite ones are like, what was it called? Like, let's see. Definitely the Naglfar one with Danye or Danye.
Oh, Danye and BG Cumby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's funny.
Yeah, I like
I
that
really
one.
liked Fog, which has the tomb with the angel or a woman draped over it in absolute sorrow.
Yes.
And then there's Wario with a helmet next to it.
Yeah, that Wario Land, and then besides him are that's from a 3D animated show. It was called Sitting Ducks. I think it was on Cartoon Network.
Hmm?
It was funny. I used to watch it in the morning. Yeah, Sitting Ducks rocks. I've been seeing like Sitting Ducks memes lately.
Another funny one was the Metzatol folk metal episode with um, my brother, you, and a guy from
And Lori.
Metzatol, Lori,
And Murr
Murr, yeah,
and April.
yeah.
Yeah, Murr, I forgot about Murr.
Yeah, Murr. I just put Murr. I don't know if this is a hot take, but Murr is my favorite Joker.
He's pretty good. I like.
I
Joe.
like Murr.
I really like Joe.
I
was
know you
really
like
sad
Joe,
when he
and I
got
know Joe and Sal are the fan favorites. Look, I understand Sal, for sure. I think Sal is unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
I think Joe
I
tries
think Q's
too
underrated.
hard. I think Q is exactly rated where he's supposed to be. I
bottom.
think Q is I'm thinking about the classic episodes here. So I'm thinking like he tries hard, but when he tries hard, he is actually really funny. Cuz he I don't think that he tries hard, but he tries, and that in turn makes it funny because I think Q is the most like socially awkward of the Jokers, which in turn makes him funny. I think Joe just tries too hard, and he's like a little bit too outgoing. Like he wants to be the center of attention, and most of the time that works in his favor. Other times I'm like, Joe, you're doing too much. Murr, I think, is just naturally fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Joe probably got the strongest laughs out of me. I just remember one episode
I like
where
Murr. He's my favorite.
where he's just like going around to random people and just presenting his crotch.
Yeah, I remember that. He's like puts his hands down, right?
Yeah.
Well, Murr looks funny, and he like says funny shit, and like when he says funny shit, the fact that he looks funny, it kind of like accentuates that, and he doesn't have to try that hard. He's just naturally funny.
He does look consistently horrified.
But I think
He's hilarious.
I think the best, punishment taker is probably Sal.
Yeah, he's always being such a fucking baby. Sal is the most effeminate. Like it's almost like, is this guy gay? I think everybody thought that when they were watching the show. They're like, this guy's kind of gay, right? But I think that's part of what makes him funny. It's like he is a dude. He's one of the dudes, but he's also kind of like girly.
Total wiener.
He's kind of he's a fucking wiener. But he looks hilarious too. They even had that big, the big fat like classic Sal picture.
Yeah.
And then he would laugh at like the dumbest shit. It'd be like clang clang.
Yeah.
See it? And I don't know if you guys knew this. You know that Murr was actually the one who like got the show greenlit and like fought for that to be a show.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
Yeah, he was the brains behind the show, which I don't think a lot of people realize. The humble genius. That's how I see Murr. I see him as a very humble. Because he never really. He was always like the butt of the joke a lot of the time. Like they made fun of him the most, and he took it like a champ at all points. And he was super like, I don't know. I think they put him in a light where like, oh, he's got a foolproof plan. Murr, he's always like, I got a plan. But nah, I think his plans, whether they made it or not, he was still pretty funny.
Yeah.
Any
What's
any
that, Fred?
favorite pickups for the year? Because I know we all buy stuff. That's what we do.
I don't recall what I picked up. I don't like record it because I know you posted on Instagram. I don't, so I kind of forget what I have for the year.
I do post it on Instagram, but my Discogs just lists everything based on, and it like shows you the date that you added it, so it's pretty easy for me to see what I got in the year.
Honestly, I don't recall like what I've gotten this year. I don't think I could recall anything that I've actually bought. It's not coming to my brain. If it's not coming to my brain, it'll take too long for me to think about it. Oh, you know what?
I know.
One of my physical CDs that I actually picked up and listened to, that I got from Winter Solace. A bit explicit title here. The band was called Zyklon Krieg '88, with their their compilation Aryan Resistance Rising. Um,
Could that be any more over the top?
yes, it's extremely over the top, and even everything inside the booklet is very over the top. Um, but what I think it wasn't that old either. It was from like maybe 2011. Some of the stuff goes back to. I want to see here. Zyklon Krieg. That's all one word, by the way. Zyklon Krieg '88. If you guys are looking for that.
It's all one
Where?
word. They mashed it all together too.
Let's see. Where's that comp? Okay, it's from 2019, and it only goes back to 2017. It's like the 2017 demos in one thing. Um, but what I really appreciated about this stuff is it's a little bit more like Der Stürmer, in the sense like I know Terminus has touched on this before when they talked about Kavum or Kaivum,
Yeah.
where like NSBM before, let's just say 2013, but like not including Crystal Knocked or something, because that stuff did exist, but NSBM like in the mid 2000s was all this very ugly black metal that was like not triumphant sounding or pretty sounding. It sounded like the people in these bands could barely play their instruments.
Yeah.
But there's something about that is very like lost. I feel like that art of that era of NSBM is sort of lost. But this Zyklon Creek thing, probably wouldn't be able to upload it because last time I did something like that, I got a fucking warning or a flag or something like that. What do you call that? A strike. Got a fucking strike on YouTube. But yeah, I'll let you listen to this thing, Paul. If you're interested in like ugly NSBM, that's more on the side of what war metal people would be into. I think it's really interesting. I think that era of NSBM is it's like not just forgotten, but it's like also lost. A lot of it you can't even find on the internet at all anymore. Like you can't listen to it.
Well, you mentioned Crystal Knock, but they reformed as Funeral, and they released a new album this year.
What?
Yeah,
No way.
it just came out. I haven't even heard it.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I assumed Funeral was like pre Crystal Knocked.
It is.
Okay, but they reformed as that?
Yep.
That's really strange. So was that Signor Volon too? People? Like members?
Some of them were involved in it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's also Blessed in Sin members.
Yeah, it's all the
That's
Concilium
interesting.
bands.
I have to say I don't love this artwork, but I'm interested.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I think a big band of that era of the mid 2000s NSBM was like Waffen SS was a big one. That was
Yeah.
probably like the one that everyone remembers. It was like the easiest to get on download sites and shit.
Let's see. A pickup for me, probably that Japanese Angel Witch vinyl.
Oh yeah.
That was a big one for me. And then also probably the demo tape from Hate Wave that Weasel sent me to. That was nice of him to do.
Cool.
So those are some good pickups. But I have one last one for the year. I got Stone to Flesh, Some Wounds Bleed Forever CD.
That one's pretty good. You know that one, Fred?
No.
Damn.
It's one of Paul's crazy gatekeeping finds.
Yeah. Really melodic.
Well, they're from somewhere weird, aren't they? They're from like Russia or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me see.
Stone to Flesh.
From Serbia.
Serbia. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew they were from somewhere weird.
2000s album. Yeah, off CCP Records. Really, yeah, just a good find. I had to buy it, so recommend it. I'll maybe do an episode on it later.
That'd be cool.
You know what happened when I was out there in Seal Beach too? I forgot about this. I went to the liquor store, and there was a guy walking in, and he was singing. "Have a holly jolly Christmas," and I looked at him. We made eye contact, and my window was down in my van, and he goes, "You like that shit?" And I said, "Yes."
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, no problem here, dude. I said, "Yeah." Well, it's like so easy to like. What are you gonna do? Act like a monkey? Now it's be like, "Yeah, I like it. Fine, that's fine."
think
I
it's
wrote
great.
something in my notes that was like a quote from Two and a Half Men that I had in my head, but I couldn't think of where it was from. And I said it in front of my dad, and he knew exactly where it was from. And he like said it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's where that's from." I said, "Mommy-o, daddy-o, daddy-o, mommy-o." It was like an episode where Jake is drinking alcoholic eggnog, and he's just like no one's paying attention to him. There's like a whole drama scene going on, and he's walking around with like a Santa hat, and he's drunk off eggnog. He's like, "Mommy-o, daddy-o, daddy-o, mommy-o." I just like that line. I think that'd be funny to say to a mommy and daddy. "Mommy-o, daddy-o." Yeah, that's all I have in my notes, I think. Oh, one more band that I checked out today. A band called Biochemical Desolation from
Oh.
Brazil. You know that, Fred?
No, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it looks. They have a sick logo. I haven't checked it out yet though.
It is extremely goat penis, but more sloppy than goat penis.
That's possible.
It's well, if you look at I like the name Desolation too. I think that's a cool, and they have a great logo. If you look up Biochemical Desolation, great logo, and Julian's like, "Band photos on point." So, and he's got the brass knuckles and everything. But yeah, if you look up similar artists, it says Raven Dark's Monarchal Canticle. All right,
All right.
Goat
all right.
Penis, and something I had never heard of. A band from Greece called Schizoparanoic Platoon. I don't know how much I can trust this one. I think their logo is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Biochemical Desolation is cool. I like that. I heard the EP, I believe. No. Was it the album? Let's see. Yeah, I heard the EP. The 2019 Nihilistic Annihilation of Bipedal Parasite.
Hmm.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, if anybody else has anything in their notes that they want to get out there before we go to break.
I don't got anything.
Fred Ward?
No, not really.
Okay.
Ooh. No, good year for pickups for me, but going through everything would take quite a while. I'm gonna call out the finally getting a copy of Moonblood's Blutenkrieg on LP. That was
Yes.
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one.
This year. This year. On the last episode, you said this year was going to be your more curated acquisitions, where you're, instead of getting, whatever you think might be cool, you're gonna get something that's like actually, a favorite of yours. So that's definitely one.
And that's panned out because a couple weeks ago, I got Judas Iscariot's Moonlight Butchery LP. MLP anyways. Maniac Butchers, Sarah Krev LP. Disasters, Hellfire's Dominion LP. All originals too, right? So that was some very targeted pickups, which I was pretty happy about. And I'm preferring this approach for the time being. As much as I enjoy new releases, the going for the ones that I actually really want is you don't get stuff as often, but when you do get something in the mail, you're like, oh my god, it's happening.
Yeah.
When I was looking through when I was looking through his record collection too, I forgot there was also a bunch of Maniac Butcher and Judas Iscariot. Now that you mentioned those two bands,
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. I even said I was like, "Hey, that's a Fred favorite."
Yep.
Never leave
Yeah,
out Fred.
I'm,
Anytime I can mention Fred in conversation, I do.
I might look to pick up more Maniac Butcher on LP. But we'll see. Sarnak Krev was the one I wanted to get. So
Yeah, 2026. I think we're gonna go even harder on the show. We're just gonna go harder in general, and you're all gonna be aware of it because some of you people follow us. I think the last thing that I'll say is sort of an introduction before we go to break. I was super busy this week and this weekend. I had like basically no time to get prepared. So I think this year's end of the year show is my most unprepared unprepared episode for the end of the year show. I had very little time to get some of my thoughts together.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, I don't really think of what we're doing as like a top
No, it's not
albums
a
of
top.
the year. I think I use this more as opportunity to shed light on releases that should be checked out.
Sure.
Besides, bands that are established and bringing out new records and stuff.
Yeah, we don't do tops. Like that's never been our thing. Our thing is like, we like this band, check it out.
Yeah, so I think for those who haven't got that yet, that's more of what this type of extravaganza is about.
Yeah, and to preface that too, I didn't listen to much stuff from this year. I don't know a lot of stuff that came out this year. I didn't listen to a lot of it, and I
Yeah.
kind of struggled to pick some stuff to choose from.
Yeah, I didn't. We
same.
didn't have the privilege of. Yes, we must have taken it for granted. The Lord's work that Terminus was doing, showing new releases like every week.
Yeah, because they slowed down this year. They very much did. But all the episodes that they've done, they're doing a little bit more of classic stuff. They did Vehemence last week, which is awesome. That's a
Yeah.
cool band. I think before that they did Dawn, a very cool
Yeah,
retrospect.
Sacramento.
Yeah, they've been kind of doing something new, which is cool. I mean, I'm glad that they're still around. I'm glad that they're not they haven't completely just fallen off. They're just doing things more concisely, maybe.
Yeah.
Not as frequent, but that's okay. Most people aren't paying attention to new bands anyways. At least I'm not, just because I feel like it's so. I don't know. It's like in a lot of ways, it's like there probably is some interesting stuff going on, especially with black metal, but it's hard to keep up. And whether like you like a band or you don't like a band, it's hard to remember because there's so many things that came out this year that I can't even put my finger on. But like you guys have probably seen some of the bigger YouTube channels like Mouta Gloria and No Gleaming Light and
Yeah.
like
every
symphonic
day.
black metal channels and death metal channels. It's like non-stop releases are coming through.
Yeah.
yeah.
And usually when
Everybody's
I'm
got that.
like this year, I've been more focused on like sort of years of albums that I've been wanting to check out, like within the 2000s, 2005. Just been getting into like that blind spot this past year of just albums. So like whenever I'm checking out something and then it has a reference to like a band and I check the Metal Archives, it's like, oh, formed in like 2014. I'm like, that doesn't really entice me to listen to it. I rather listen to something like '05, like what the hell was happening there. It's more
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a time
If you
capsule.
see an album that came out in '05 and it's like Black Death and it's like, I don't know, you kind of put your hands together. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's like, what is this versus like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not. I think because we're in it, we don't see the sort of gradual change that's happening throughout the black and death metal scenes and whatever other scenes.
All I know for sure is that like in the past 10 years, there's been a lot of boring crap. I'll just say that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I've been at and why I'm not so have a bunch of knowledge on all this
Gung
new
ho
shit.
about new albums. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have some after the break for you guys to check out. So
Yeah.
Well, I know one
Donnie-
thing I did focus on this year actually was a lot of Canadian bands. I really delved deep into.
That's true.
Yeah, I noticed
Canadian
that. We
stuff.
have a lot of Canadian uploads this year with Curse. Curse was really good. That death.
Curse
metal
was
one.
really cool. Fine.
Hecatomb.
Hecatomb was really
Hecatombe.
good. Morbid Pain. I really like that Morbid Pain album.
Canadians know their metal.
True.
Cryptic Cremation, Endless, just bands that either I knew about, I never really got a chance to dig into, or bands that and in the case of Cursed, that no one had even heard about. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and I think we've taken this year also not only doing episodes or whatever, but uploading shit that Fred just so happens to have physicals of too that's not online.
Yeah, me and Fred were both kind of on the unknown band thing for upload, so we got a lot this year.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Fred. So is the Reborn cassette that's not happening?
So the guy said, "Yeah, it's weird. It just keeps coming back." I'm like, well, "What do you mean it just keeps coming back? Like, what?"
That's on his end then.
Yeah.
So
No, he tried.
he's
he
either
tried to
lying
ship
or
it-
he's doing something wrong.
Yeah, he said he tried to ship it twice, and every time he tried to ship it, it just came back to him.
He just
And
has
I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
he has addresses switched. It just goes
I
back to
don't know.
him.
Like, I don't know how many fucking things I got bought off of Discogs, and no one's ever had trouble shipping shit to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me
this guy's
neither.
doing
I've never
something
had
wrong.
trouble with Discogs.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
Kinda bummed
let's
about it,
hold
so
out
curious.
and hope we can get that.
Yeah, I'm hoping
'Cause I want to hear it.
hoping Santa has my Total Vernick Tongue shirt in the mail
Nice.
sometime soon.
Oh my God! You
Hasn't
still
arrived
haven't
yet?
got that?
No.
Did Fred send it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
When
there
did he
was
send it
there
out?
was like the whole strike thing going on, and he had to do like a bunch of other hoops to jump through, and
Yeah,
he
it was,
sent it
it was
out.
crazy. So for us to ship to the U.S. now, we have to download an app that you take a picture of what you're sending,
Okay.
and it like kind of calculates on its own what the tariffs are. So
Okay.
the first, yeah, we'll start with the story. So Paul ordered the shirt to me because things weren't going into the U.S. and not shipping there. So that's cool. It was shipped to me, but then our postal service went on strike. After the strike ended, kind of, they went into rotating strikes. I don't really know what the rotation was, but in any case, things were going slowly. And when I went to ship the shirt the first time, they said, "Oh, well, we're still backlogged with parcels because of the strike, so we're not taking new parcels yet." Okay, fine. So then I waited a couple weeks, then I went back, and I had it all packaged and everything, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well now if you're shipping to the U.S., you need to download this app," and I think I just deleted it. It's like Zonos or something, and you take a picture of the fucking item you're trying to ship, and it AIs its way into calculating what the fuck you're paying for it in terms of tariffs, and there were no tariffs. So when I finally got that done, I went back to the post office and got it shipped, and that was what, 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah. So
Land of the free indeed.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas!
all right, we're back from the break, and we're gonna get into a couple
New shit.
albums or releases that we wanted to shine some light on. I think we'll go in a particular order where it's a rotation, just so it's not all three picks of one person at once.
Yep.
Let's see. Who would want to go first?
Whoever says me.
Oh, that's you.
Me? Okay, I'll go in order from stuff that I chose first to last. So, first band is one that I think has gotten a little bit of attention. I found them maybe, I don't know, not that long ago, maybe like 2 months ago, on the Mau de Gloria YouTube channel. This is Nathier with their EP 996. They also had an album this year, but I didn't hear it. I only heard this EP. The band is spelled Nathair. Nathair. 996. And the album cover is like a Ducati motorcycle. And from what I've seen, this band they've used motorcycles on all the release covers, I think. Yeah, their first release is like an old 70s bike. It's a black metal dude with a lantern on an old school bike. That was 2023. And they're from California. It doesn't specify where, but they're from California somewhere. The next EP cover is the two dudes with a black metal like framing on it with their like 70s motorbikes. And then this third one is like a newer Ducati.
Pretty sick band photo too.
Let's see, what does their band photo look like? Yeah, they're on motorcycles. Their lyrical themes, it says introspection, death. I don't exactly know what is the deal with these guys. It doesn't specify like if these people are in other bands. 996. Well, I told Paul because Paul heard this when I sent it in the group chat originally, maybe like a month or two ago. And he thought it was pretty good, and we were listening to it the other night when we were on the way to Blind Guardian. And I said that it's basically like 90s black metal, but it's slightly more active. Or not active, slightly more kind of immediate and in your face. So if you guys... I really don't know much about this band, and I really don't know where to place them as far as like... as far as like influences or anything like that, but they do stuff that is probably pretty similar to what Finnish and French black metal are doing, and possibly some other things. So why don't we check out the first song off the 996 full EP and see what we can get out of that.
Yeah, that'll be titled "A Legacy That Cannot Stand."
Yeah,
and we'll be right back. back from the first song from Nat Hair.
I can imagine riding a motorcycle down the highway to this song. I
Yeah,
can see it.
really,
Yeah,
I'm just
I can see
immediately
that.
good. Just starting
Mhm.
off with some, drum beat that was already sort of more intricate than something that you would, I guess, what you would expect to hear, which is more like a just down the line kick snare beat, but they're doing a little, variations in that. Very good, and I think having that balance between really high melodic riffing with faster blast beats as well as like the more groove punk parts.
There's a section of like heavy metalism in there.
That's what I was gonna say, to contrast all the normal stuff that you hear with like Franco Finnish style black metal. They have the contrast of like this thrash riffing that's like really physical and great. um, I think it's not out of place at all and kind of takes a song somewhere.
Hmm.
It
It makes me think of something, but I really can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I felt the same exact way. I think like Paul liked it, Fred liked it. I kind of immediately liked it. I don't exactly know why. It's not the most dynamic, but I think that's kind of a cool thing.
Oh, it doesn't need
I
to be.
imagine these guys are probably younger, probably like in their 20s or something. And what I've noticed about a lot of newer bands like this within this raw black realm is like newer guys seem to, or like guys who are like newer to the scene in the past, let's say 5 years or something. These people seem to know what the spirit is about and what the vibe is supposed to be. Um, but what's interesting about this too is like, so you get kind of what do you even want to call it? You get like a good dynamic here without it being really too spazzy at all, and without
Mm.
too many out of place riffs. Like if there are any out of place riffs, they're sort of immediately broken up by the like main two that come back in. Because that fast one has actually like intricate contrast between the two guitars, like counterpoints. So they're both doing like leads during or they're both doing like single note melodies during the fast part, and then
Mm.
it kind of gets into that main part. It's like which is pretty much like the main riff, but
Hmm.
they repeat it enough, and I don't think it really gets old. If you're a fan of black metal at all, it's like this is the kind of thing that I would usually look for in pretty good black metal, as far as like this this with raw black you usually expect something like this, which is like maybe three or four riffs, and you have that here, but they are really they're really good at like the soloing too, because there was like straight up good kind of shred solo at the end there, and just kind of keeping a steady thing, and nothing here is really complainable. I don't think there's nothing here that's like too hip. I mean, the album art is a little bit weird, but I like that. I think it looks cool, and I
Hmm.
think it fits for what this band is doing. It's like riding your bike at night. Um, yeah, that full atmosphere kind of goes. But yeah, I can hear Fred's chomping at the bit here. What do you want to say about this, Fred? Do you like it? What's your impression on this song?
I do like it. Um, like I said, it's making me think of something, and I really can't put my finger on it. And my gut might be saying Countess, because they had that EP Hell's Rock and Roll that had some pretty well, rock and roll kind of black metal sounding tracks, mostly the title track. And this felt very rock and roll, the approach it took.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not necessarily rock and roll itself, it had that kind of vibe to it.
Oh
Well,
yeah, it's
So,
got a rock and roll attitude to it for sure.
well, when you think of like just bikes and metal, it kind of brings to mind like speed metal sort of bands, or like the Bathory kind of worship bands too. Like I think what's that? There's like one band with like it's like the True something. It's like black speed metal. Um, forget. But yeah, they're like associated with like the bike imagery here, but that kind of is like disconnected from the music here.
Yeah,
Cause
slightly.
yeah, cause I would be expecting like rolling
Black and
double
roll.
bass shit.
Midnight type
Yeah,
music.
yeah. Where here they're embracing more of melodic shit.
What they're embracing here is more like what you would feel if you were riding a bike down a dark highway. That's the atmosphere that they're exuding. They're exuding the kind of long form, um, like epic feeling you would like,
Mhm.
as far as driving fast at night with the wind making you cold.
We'll take a joyride on Drew's bike and listen to this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it. You can even see right there on the YouTube. It says hashtag raw black metal, and then it says hashtag thrash metal. Um, so that's kind of an interesting thing. It's very much black metal, but there's an attitude and like at least a little moment there where it's like, okay, appreciating real metal. And not only that, it's like this is able to do atmosphere while being extremely like immediate. There's no pauses, there's no keyboards, there's no intro. There's
Just
kind of
riffs.
just go.
Yeah,
So yeah, I might have to check out some of this band's other stuff from the last couple of years.
yeah, and I think
But I think this is really really solid stuff.
yeah, and I think from the production standpoint, it's like perfect. It sounds like something out of the '90s, but with
Yeah.
like how you said, a little bit more like active playing.
Yeah, I think that's what the newer guys are actually really good at. They're really good at keeping a song going, like an actual song, where it seems like in the past, yeah, in the '90s and things, you would probably get a lot of pauses, you would get a lot of interludes, you would get a lot of things like this. But these guys are kind of just focused on riffs without any flair or too much. Kind of just guitar playing and like pretty decent drum beats.
Yeah, like
And what's
the
great about this too? Oh, sorry to cut you off, man. But what's great about this too is like I don't think any of us can really compare it to too much. I mean, I sort of thought of the Finnish and French bands, but I wouldn't know any of them to compare it to.
yeah, it's just more that sound than like a particular band.
Yeah, it's kind of taking that sound and taking the atmosphere into a different direction, which I think is cool. Um,
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think during that main melody riff, um, the like slower one, it has it could just do like a stompy like do gut, but he has a thing that I try to do a lot with those sort of tempos and rhythms where I have more of like a focus on um, having negative space in like the kick patterns. So it's like
yes.
do got do got. It's like more of like a drum and bass sort of
Well, where there's
drum.
an actual rhythm.
Yeah, versus like do got like
Well, it's at that point where like the drum beat is memorable and
Yeah.
not just another metal drum beat. You know.
Yeah, so it's like actually catering to not the riff, but like the memorability and catchiness of a song.
Yeah, we kind of bitch about newer bands kind of all doing the same shit, but I think this is a case of black metal kind of moving in a place, maybe not at first glance moving it forward, but I think this is something a little bit different. And honestly, I'll say like I know Kector Rock was like a band that kind of caught on with younger people and even people our age, but I think something like this is worth a little bit more.
Mm, yeah, I think that was a solid pick, and this was on what No Gleaming Light or Mal de Gloria, right?
I found it on Mount of Gloria.
Yeah, and does that have any like high views or anything like that, or is this kind of just
It had some. Let's see. It has some comments. People just say, "Wow, amazing black metal." Somebody says, "My favorite things combined: black metal and sports bikes." Um, I don't. Let's see. I want to see if Mount of Gloria is okay because they were put out on Go to Warx,
yeah?
which is weird because like that label puts out a shitload of stuff,
Yeah, they do.
and I think there's so much stuff that they put out it just gets lost. Like that's one problem with certain labels. Somebody says good riffs, unusual cover, and another guy says the same exact thing, unusual cover for a black metal release. So no, not a lot of comments. No, as far as I've seen, not any reviews. If you check Rate Your Music or something, there might be something there. But this seems to have gone relatively unknown. But it looks like something that would be like that would get attention, right? I feel like with an album cover like that, it would get attention.
Yeah, but now you got the what's it called, North Korean bands taking over, monopolizing the the black metal scene.
Yeah,
right now.
Unfortunately this is just a band from California, but it's very solid. And I appreciate the CP. I love the atmosphere of it.
Yeah, great pick. Fred, I'm curious what your first pick's gonna be.
My first pick is actually an album that was released 3 days ago.
All right.
And so these guys are
Really cool.
black metal from Poland, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check my facts. But it is a band called Moonglare. And they released a demo back in 2022 that I actually really, really liked. And they dropped an album back on the 12th. And I think it sounds pretty fucking good. The album's called Hidentum. And I haven't had the time to spend a whole lot of time with it yet. But I like what I hear. And very much black metal, and we can give a track a little spin here.
Yep.
Just because it generally speaking has fairly long songs, let's go for the shortest one, which is track 4, Zutiburi or Zutibur.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back from the Moon Glare song,
Yeah.
Zitterbur. Fred, why do you like that?
It's I find that the Temple of Full Moon sound has been getting a lot more visibility lately than it ever has before, and it's nice
Yeah.
to see some bands really doing it justice. And I thought these guys are doing it, but with their own kind of take on it, because this felt much more fantastical than some of the historical Temple of Moon stuff. This didn't feel as sinister or pagan necessarily, so much as kind of just yeah, fantastical is a good way of looking at it actually.
Yeah, that's a good description.
And yeah, I found the whole album kind of gives that vibe to it, and it's kind of refreshing take on black metal. Like I said, the Temple of Full Moon sound is one that I think it was hard for bands to recreate well until recently for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Maybe they just didn't try as much, but I didn't find that there were too many between these guys and Diabolical Full Moon and some other bands lately.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, really like this one.
Yeah, I wonder how the sound changed because this is obviously a drum machine. You can hear it uh, very obviously in like the slowdowns throughout here. They just kept going slower and slower with the half timing each drum beat, and it was just like.
Yeah,
You can't give a dead giveaway with the hi hat sound over there. Didn't sound really alive. And there were some points in there where I was like, "Is there even a guitar riff going on?" Because I was just hearing keyboards mainly as like the main, I guess, focus of what it.
Guitar's way back there.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's probably
yeah. They're
just
very far back.
more texture than more. Yeah, just more like providing more texture there. And then the keyboards are kind of providing a narrative, I guess, in it. Not my cup of tea, but definitely interesting. What do you think, Dan?
I like it a lot. I didn't exact. I knew it. It sounded very Polish because I'm looking at like, or very either Slavic or a very certain type of black metal. And I think what Fred said is totally on the money. There's like not a lot of band, or there's been a little bit more of an influx of bands that have been able to like recreate the Full Moon sound, which is a very mid-paced, lo-fi, kind of strange but epic atmosphere, and it's very cool. I like it a lot. Yeah, looking at some of these that are on this label, East Side, which has a funny logo. Um, we have Absurd. They did some stuff. Dub Buck. They released some stuff. Gatnya Cry. They released some shit. Graveland. Beali Vita Split. Honor. Let's see. There was something else here that I was like, oh, Slavland, who's a good band. If you guys have
Yeah.
never listened, I'm sure Fred has. Paul, if you haven't
Yeah,
listened
yeah.
to Slavland, check that out. Very cool pagan stuff. Another Polish band that I like, Wedetre Wiktor, which is like the side project of Stwars, which I like a lot. And yeah, some like other RAC stuff, which is kind of all comparable to like the same Polish style, or just like RAC-ish black metal style. It's funny that you bring up Full Moon because I was actually listening to them or the other day. I think it was like an unreleased demo or something. I can't seem to find it because if you look up Full Moon, you only get the United Aryan Evil and a comp.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard something that may or may not have been like a it was called like Wolfish something. Does that sound familiar to you, Fred?
Wolfish Initiation.
Yes. What is that? Because I was listening to that 12-minute little thing.
That, well, that's a track, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, the Wolfish Initiation is a track from the demo.
Right. Okay. Is that
I
like?
know there were some.
Is that like 12 minutes long or something?
It's fairly long, yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe
But
I was just listening to that, but I was listening to that track the other day, and what Paul said too about the drum machine. I really like that some of the Polish bands like Capricornus and Graveland and Full Moon, and probably a few other ones that maybe I'm not too familiar with or I can't think of off the top of my head. They do a lot of very strange drum beats that you wouldn't expect, and what I like about this one is like this is a lot of the time bands are able to change what they're doing a lot by going really fast to the point you don't notice it. But what Moonglare does is they seem to go so mid-pace that when they change, you kind of, I wouldn't say don't notice it, but it works, and I really like it. Um, the the riffs really are kind of carried by the keyboards, but I don't think that matters. That's more of like a very specific type of atmosphere. Evil Feast might be another comparison to this too, I think.
yeah, for sure. And Evil Feast were on East Side as well. Actually, they released one of their, I think, a cassette from them.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
some of everyone's favorites, like a lot of Polish black metal. I don't
yeah,
know if this band is like an abbreviation, LSSAH, that NSBM band. That's very good. That kind of reminds me of this Velis, too, Infernum, um, Sunwheel a little bit, Lord of Evil too, kind of the way that that moves. I know we were just talking about that not too long ago.
hmm
But yeah, this is it's extremely Polish. Oh, Arcona as well. Maybe some of
yeah.
the like mid era Arcona. But yeah, this has great production, and I love that logo. And this has me interested. I think the last time we talked about black metal like this, I was sort of alluding that I'm looking for stuff like this right now, rather than anything that's too overtly riffy. I kind of want big obscure atmosphere. So this is perfect. I'm glad you brought this one on. This is a good one.
So this would kind of be a bit of a random recommendation, but a Bulgarian band that I was introduced to not too long ago called Korosi. And the album's called March, March to the Land of Black or something like that. Uh, album title, or sorry, the band name is Korozzy, and it's a really cool album. And if you're looking for like that more distant, obscure kind of atmosphere, I think that might do it for you.
Long Road to the Land of Black
Yeah, that sounds about right.
from 1999. Okay. Oh, you know what, dude? I have this in a playlist somewhere. I'll give it a re-listen. I know I've seen this album cover before. But yeah, totally interested in something like this.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Very cool, very cool. I'm
And
glad. This is
that's
this seems super obscure too. I'm sure nobody's heard of this.
I found out about it because I posted a reel, or no, sorry, a story on my Instagram, just a Q&A, and someone asked me what Bulgarian bands I liked, and I didn't know a ton, and I got a bunch of recommendations, and these guys are one of them. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
The Bulgarian band I know is called 88. I had them on the channel, but I got rid of them just because I got the copyright or the YouTube strike. You ever heard of that band? 88?
The War Eagle.
No,
I don't know if you can find it anymore.
or maybe I have, I don't know.
I remember liking that.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very simplistic. It's very well. That's kind of what I like about Moonglare. I know it's not necessarily an NSBM band, but it has the sort of ugly atmosphere, but at the same time a very epic and important atmosphere. It's basically like an ambient black metal record, which I like. I think there's room for ambiance in this type of like foresty, paganish black metal. It's yeah, definitely a place for it. It's good stuff.
Mhm.
Cool. For some not black metal, I got this release from something that's made some waves in more extreme metal uh, groups and such, and I'm excited to see them in April of next year. This is Sulfuric Cautery, their first album of the year. They ended up coming up with one within the last month or so. Consummate Extirpation or something like that. But this one, which is at J-Dog reading level, is Killing Spree. And this one is more of their kind of grindy, not like Gore Noise, but just very like Last Days of Humanity type of music here. And then with the next one that they released the same year, leaning more into like a brutal death metal direction with the longer songs, where here it's more of like groups of songs, because they have like probably double or triple the amount of songs on this one, Killing Spree, compared to the 9 songs they have on the latest album. So I wanted to pick 3 songs because it'll probably amount to the same length as the songs that you guys chose. So this one, we're gonna start off with the Toe Tag, go into Utterly Hopeless Existence, into Pig Bones for the piggies listening. And yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back from the 3 songs. What'd you guys think of that one?
I hate that drum sound.
Oh, really?
It's very pangy.
Pingy. Well, that's the main reason I really enjoyed this, was just the technicality and sound of the drumming. And from what I understand, the drummer is writing like the structures to this music, and then the guitars and vocals come afterward. And
Makes sense.
I think that gives this a lot more like rhythmic variation that's hard to find in gore grind. Like, they have a lot of very dynamic parts where it's super technical, and then they'll just drop out the guitars and maybe have like a vocal or something going on, and it'll just be like
drums are the main part.
yeah, it'll be like a quick little break beat or something. Yeah, so it's just very hyperactive, and this was just an album that whenever I didn't know whatever to put on, like at the gym or something, this would just be perfect.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just racked up a lot of listenings on this one because it came out in like June or July of this year, and haven't stopped listening to it. So this is definitely one of my top picks for the year here. Um, I think the vocals are great, all the gurgly, pitch shifted vocals, and I think at this point they're a two piece here.
Mhm.
So, like in live footage, you'll see the guitarist and vocalist switching in between two mics. One's pitch shifted, one's just regular, and he's going probably just as technical as the drums are going, but in a really raw way. And I just think that this is phenomenal, and I prefer this sound to what they're doing with their newest album, which is more you know there's parts that are as fast as this here, but they're more interested in more brutal death metal esque riffing and structures there, which can be technical, but not in a hyper way like gore grind can take it.
Mhm.
It's far different, but they're executing it well. I think this band has a lot of potential, especially just being two men. You can't really stop that army.
Mhm.
But yeah, Dan, what do you think?
Well, it makes sense that you like this band because I know you are. I know you're a fan of power violence, and you never stop being a fan of that. I did. I got annoyed of it, and it's sort of everything that exudes. But this is a little bit different. This is like a mix of Last Days of Humanity, obviously, right?
Mhm.
Um, and and just power violence with the way that they will stop, do a groove, or stop and do the drum beat. So I think it's sort of a mix of a gore grind power violence thing with a little bit of a brutal death metal thing. As far as riffs go, there's really no death metal here. It's kind of like the only thing that could be construed as like death metal is it chugs sometimes when it's slow, but for the most part, I'm almost certain that it's just doing a bunch of power chords really fast, like power violence or gore grind, or just grindcore in general would do. And yeah, I think I had brought up to you before that I've seen live videos of this band, and I said the same thing. I'm like, aren't they like a power violence band, or like a mincecore band? And you're like, no, they're more of a gore grind thing. And I see that, even though these things are a little bit tied together, mincecore, gore grind, grindcore, brutal death. Uh, there's a way to like configure these bands, or these sounds rather, but I think this one it does a pretty good job. I think I liked their previous album better, the blue one, just because it was a little bit noisier and it was a little bit harder to tell what was going on. I think I actually liked the fact that I couldn't tell what was going on. This one's actually uh, too clean in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty solid as far as like the Last Days of Humanity sound goes. I don't know. I don't know how much further you can take this sound because I think that Last Days of Humanity on that 2006 album is sort of, like the death metal guy said when they did that episode. They said that like that's sort of the ultimate statement as far as how far you can go in brutality and extremity. And I think this sort of takes it back a little bit in place of quirky type of power violence DNA. So, yeah, that's how I sort of see this.
Hmm.
I did definitely like the vocals. The vocals were a lot of fun. The drumming kind of got on my nerve after a while.
All right, well, don't listen to the full thing then. It's
Nah.
21 songs just like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
we
last
got it.
one is about 7 minutes, and it seems like it's like just a bunch of songs mashed up to each other. There's even points where you'll hear like clipping of like them stopping and pacing a new song or something.
Right.
But yeah, I think that this is just a very visceral, immediate album, and I think these guys are more of like grind musicians. So
Yeah, it's definitely not that death metal.
Yeah.
If people can actually tell the difference, like there's very little death metal here. It's more of a grind thing for sure.
Yeah, I think you might like their next album. Then it's still a little bit more on the clean side, but they go for more of a death metal approach with
Yeah,
that.
maybe because I do like these guys. I heard their previous album. I did like it pretty good.
Yeah,
This one seems a little bit different than that one though. This one's a little bit more um, straight up grind.
yeah. From what I understand, these guys had quite a few lineup changes. They've been around since like 2015,
Whoops, that was my mic falling.
doing a bunch of splits and stuff. So they had the drummer from the Inception and got this guitarist and vocalist to come in afterward, and with that Blue album that you like,
Yeah,
and I think that probably making this a duo band is gonna be like I already said, there's a lot more like potential in here because these guys are already like touring Japan and shit like that, and we're gonna be seeing them in April open for Brodequin and Regurgitation. So
yeah, looking forward to that. Love Brodkin.
yeah, so I think just wanted to shine some light on this one. Really great album from this year, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But so that brings us back to one of Dan's picks.
Golly gee, wouldn't you know it? I also have a gore grind thing next.
Oh no!
I know. Okay. So originally, I was looking through. I wanted to do. I wanted to do a black metal one. I wanted to do a death metal one, and then I wanted to do something besides that. So for the death metal one, initially I was gonna do a Head Split Records band called Ligament, and I thought that was pretty good. It was basically like an old school-ish Impetigo, maybe that band Rot type of death grind, gore grind.
Yeah.
They made their layout look like an old cassette, whatever, blah blah blah, black and white. I thought it was pretty good, and I looked up Ligament, and there's already a Ligament. There was a Ligament from Sweden who had a demo in '92, which I sent you guys earlier today. And after listening to the new Ligament, I went back to the Swedish Ligament, and I immediately liked it so much better. Like, it's so much better and like this is the original band Ligament, so that turned me off for even bothering with that one, just because the Swedish Ligament was so much better. Swedish death metal is great from the '90s. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody has their stupid opinions, and they're just that stupid. So instead, we'll go with a band called Septic Fumes.
Ooh.
And this was recorded by our friend Michael, Paul, who we visited up north when we traveled this year.
Oh, and that's funny because their next album that Sulfuric Cautery released was recorded with Michael too.
Okay, everyone just records with Michael then. Got it. But yeah, this is Septic Fumes. This seems to be the album is called I don't even know Mucilochoris Sewage. I'm not sure how to say that name.
Mucilaginous?
Mucilaginous? Septic?
I'm gonna go with mucilaginous.
Mucilaginous. Mucilaginous. Okay, good. Yeah, these guys have a cool band picture. Very grainy. It looks 90s. It looks like they're trying to do the 90s thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and these are probably young guys. I'm gonna give them credit. Their album art looks cool. Their band picture looks cool. They have nice like song titles. I don't know if it was the band that I was thinking of previous, which was Ligament, but I think I saw somebody mention that this band was more on the side of like Grotesque Infection. So expect early 90s death grind, gore grind. Not exactly sure where to put this right now, but I guess we'll see when we check it out. We could probably just listen to the first, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, whenever the first official song ends. I didn't get a timestamp.
All right, that sounds good. And
First song is 3 minutes and 19 seconds long.
Yeah, let's go with that. There you go.
cool. We'll be right back. All right, we're back from the Septic Fumes release.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much more grounded in death metal there. And
Yeah.
It kind of fills the void of Pharmacist, because Pharmacist released some really cool stuff in really rapid succession, and then after that second album kind of just stopped. I don't know what they're doing, but this kind of feels like it's filling that hole a little bit, which I dig it.
Well, yeah, I don't think this is too much of a Carcass ripoff at all. I don't think this seems to be more rooted in like Finnish death metal and at the same time brutal death metal in general. Um, and I think Paul knows. Like I just have a soft spot for like old school death grind in general that sounds like this. Like Putral Offal is probably like a good comparison point. And I was also a big fan of the early Galvanizer stuff before they did the full length. But I honestly feel like this style of death grind, where it is a bit of a mix, you get kind of the thrashy normal death metal, you get some of the chuggy stuff, They didn't really do too much noisy stuff here, but that's fine. You know, it still works as like relatively simplistic death grind. I feel like this sound, and they really didn't do anything melodic either. They kind of just stayed catchy, groovy, gross. I love the fact that the vocals are very over the top. I think that's like something that can be utilized right now in brutal death or like a gore grind kind of thing. I wouldn't even call this brutal death. It's got like little hints of it there, here and there, but it's more of a just a straightforward like nasty death metal that I think people can get behind. Like when Undergang, when they became popular, I think that's what people were looking for, and I think this is sort of the next step forward as far as what bands can do is while retaining the catchiness and the disgustingness. But I forgot. I had another thought on the tip of my brain. I can't think of what it was. Yeah, I know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like music like this. I don't think there's too much of it as far as what this is doing. There's like Mephitic Corpse has probably been the big one, and there might be a few others here and there from younger guys, but as far as I'm concerned, this sound is basically timeless. You can do this at any time, and it's going to be fresh. I think. So, if any of you, either of you guys have something to say about all that, and this song in general.
Got anything, Fred?
No, I dug it. It was good.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, it definitely is the other side of death grind, where it's leaning way more into death metal here. That we can tell with like the tempos and the actual riffing going on, where it's not brutal death metal riffing, just like old school nasty death metal, which is always
My
great.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said with the vocals, I was like feeling that shit in my throat as it was going on.
Yeah, it's gross. They did a good job at producing this thing.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like a lot of the tremolo riffing was like very, just simple, riffing going on there. But I think in order to like make this sort of music, you need those parts in there to to be even categorized as like this sort of like niche of death metal. Like, cause there's more of like there's like incantation band clones that have those sort of riffs in there, but they kind of lack that like murky atmosphere of coming from just the riffs,
They sometimes also lack the immediacy.
Yeah. And I think that this is actually really good. I kind of want to hear the rest of it, and it's hitting all the good references here, with grotesque infection, and you're saying like putrid offal and stuff like that. So definitely a good one, and snuck by me. So
I would say this too, as how I kind of said that this is sort of a timeless sound. I think that this is the perfect type of music for, or the perfect type of metal for like young, basically inexperienced guys to play. Is like nasty death metal.
yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, seriously.
We did it, and I was like aware of the fact that we could do it, and it worked for us at the time, because like this is just a sound that young guys barely starting out can pull off and make it sound fucking sick. Like they did it in the 90s, and bands continue to do it to this day. And I don't. It's a little bit of a niche. There's not a shitload of bands doing this. There are some, but this one is exceptional as far as like the nastiness. Pretty good. Did I clock out or something?
No.
Okay, I didn't hear. I was like, I thought I fucking lost connection.
But yeah, you want to get into Fred's next pick?
Yeah, we can do that. What is my next pick?
What is the next black metal album?
No, it's not black metal.
piss mode.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go with drawn and quartered.
Ooh, big boy band.
What do the
You know
big
what?
boys have to say?
These guys are. They've been around for ages, and they've always been good. And honestly, I think they just keep getting better. And this one is.
Do you have a patch or a pin on your vest, drawn and quartered?
Yes, I believe I have a patch.
Okay, yeah, I remembered. I know everything there is to know about Fred.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm a Fred connoisseur.
I remember I picked it up at the Lucifer show. That was a while ago. Whew. But yeah, insofar as this album, I don't have it, so I haven't spent as much time as I'd like to with it. But just the production on this is just monstrous. It's probably the most solid sound they've had so far. And you know what? They have stayed so true to what they are. And it's, let's just play it. It'll speak for itself.
Ooh, what song you thinking?
I quite like Zealous Depopulation. It just kind of kicks off pretty violently. Although the first track really starts the album with a bang. Yeah, let's go for Zealous Depopulation.
All right, we will be right back. All right,
My version ended.
we are back. We had a little confusion there.
Yeah, we were.
And-
I think all three of us were on different YouTube videos,
Yeah, I thought.
so they all kind of ended at different spots.
Well, no, I thought because I heard the big stop and then just
Yeah.
kind of went back into it. I was like, oh, okay, this is the
No,
song's still going.
mine stopped. I think maybe you got like a next song or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I definitely got the next song.
Yeah.
It did kind of sound like a start stop.
Yeah, right. But yeah, just really, really intense, like suffocating atmosphere. With that long ass fucking riff going on. I think they played it must have played it like 4 times, but with how long it is, it feels twice the length. I think
that's what she said.
But yeah, it does sound like like a really old school band still going. Trying to push the envelope here within their own sound. And I think there was maybe 2 or 3 riffs that they were switching in between.
Yeah, there wasn't that many. There was maybe like 4.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I really like that bouncy riff. I believe it was like the second one.
Yeah, it was like bang dum bang dum bang dum 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 bang dum. That one, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, I like that too.
Drooby Doo riff was interesting. It was almost like meditative.
Yes.
Like just hearing it didn't feel like very visceral in the album, but I can tell like live this shit's fucking it's probably sick as hell.
Yeah,
it's
incredible live.
It's got a weird production in the sense that it feels like it should be like this is almost like big label production. I don't know what label they're on. Nuclear Winter, I think Fred said.
Winter for this, yeah.
I suppose that makes sense because this kind of reminds me of like Dead Congregation, which is the Nuclear Winter guy. But yeah, the big production actually kind of worked. At first, I didn't know how to feel about it. I'm like, do I hate this production? I think it actually works because it's in a very strange way. The guitars are like sort of behind everything else, but I think that kind of works because the guitars are not really super riffy. It's more of like the aggression comes from like the production in general, I think, but the riffs sort of they do interesting things, even though they're not super in your face. It takes a minute to realize what's going on. Like there's dissonance and there's like very odd melodies going on in the background, like not pretty melodies, by the way. Things that are like just very strange harmonics. But I think it was cool. I'm straight up not familiar with this band. I know the name, but I've never really given them much of a listen at all.
Oh, they're definitely worth checking out. They their early period was really good. They kind of hit a bit. I wouldn't call it like a misstep, but Merciless Hammer was kind of. It felt like a band that was doing the same thing again.
Right.
And then they took a bit of a break, like it was like 5-6 years between that and Feeding Hell's Furnace. And Feeding Hell's Furnace was like a second wind for the band. And ever since, I think they've just gotten better. It's just, they've really hit their stride with that. But if you haven't heard Feeding Hell's Furnace, check that one out. One Who Lurks was fantastic as well. But
I don't know exactly who I would compare this to. It's
I
this
think
in particular has a pretty interesting sound.
I think just like the label that they're on kind of speaks for itself.
But
with
yeah,
this
like
one.
I said Dead Congregation, and it's got a little bit of the cavern core thing going on.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more immediate than that, and it's actually more interesting than that.
Yeah,
how would you describe this thing, both of you guys?
I don't know. It feels like a more like how a lot of the like Cavern Core bands kind of like slow it down to a double kick thing.
Yeah.
Like they kind of are just relentless with the
which is perfect.
Yeah, with
like
the
this
drums
song
for these
seemed
riffs.
a lot shorter than it was. I kind of wanted it to go on a little bit longer.
Like it's interesting, like the tempo of these riffs. They're playing them tremoloed, and which is like a fast right hand technique, but the way that they You know, the spacing between each note that they're playing is almost like a doom riff. Like if you just plucked it single one, doom.
It feels very doomy. It feels very grandiose. This entire thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
it's
is you know, played in a way that is just like, yeah, like I said, relentless. So it kind of like messes with me when I was hearing it. I was like, I feel like this could, you know, like a newer band doing this style will be like, oh, okay, we need to like groove into it, but these guys are like, no, let's just fucking blast all the way
Yep.
through.
Giver.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a interesting take on that, and I was revisiting some of their earlier material, but I'm gonna check out the one that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's one that really got me into them. I had checked out their early stuff too, and it's really good as well. The early stuff is a bit more standard U.S. death metal, maybe more like, I don't know, Immolation.
Yeah,
But with that album, I feel like they really like found what they were. They found their calling with that one.
yeah, definitely a good track, and I feel like this band is very overlooked.
I've known the name for a long time, but I've never checked them out, and I don't know anybody besides Fred who listens to them.
Yeah,
I feel like they kind of got a reputation of the dreaded meat and potatoes death metal. I think they're anything but, especially now. Their older stuff, maybe, sure. I could see that being a bit more standard.
One of those rare cases where a band gets better over time.
Yeah, and I think my third pick when we get to that is going to be another such band, but we'll deal with that when we get to it.
This is an interesting one, just because this sound is something I would usually be totally avoidant of, but I actually like this. Even when it started playing, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, but it is pretty good. It was actually like interesting.
cool. Well, with that, I'll go into this other album. It was gonna be, I was kind of tossing up Mephitic Corpse in there, but I think that's just a great honorable mention. And I think I'm gonna go with this other project here called Amino, which is a newer melodic death metal band from I believe from Tampa. And it seems like they're part of some circle of like newer bands that are doing like melodic death metal, like Astral Decay and what else? Shank. I really like Shank. That's how I kind of got into this this band, because they're off of I think Crow's Nest Records, and we're gonna be looking into the album Psalms of Immortality. This, like their earlier work, I feel like is a lot more my style, especially like production wise of melodic death metal, and from these guys is influences, you'll see like Vehemence in there, Vehemence and Intestine Ballism in here, and it's just kind of I think let's just listen to one of the tracks, and we can kind of get into it. So I wanted to listen to the song Tales of Dim Eden, which is the third track of the album, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back from the Aminio track, Tales of Dim Eden. What do you guys think?
I think the font for the album title's shit.
Nah, I like it.
That's all. That's all part of it, Fred. That's all part of the melodic American death metal charm.
Ah, it's the shitty Windows font. I hate it.
Yeah,
But-
that's part of it. It's part of it.
But cool.
It
track.
makes sense
I
that this
enjoy
band is from Tampa, right?
does it.
This band is from Tampa, you said, right, Paul?
Yeah.
I feel like that makes total sense. I can imagine guys in Tampa liking Vehemence and liking Intestine Ballism and doing their own American take on it. It is good. I'm just kind of breaking this album's balls a little bit, but you know what I kind of mean. I feel like it's it's kind of behind the times. This would have been perfect in maybe 2003. It's a little late, but I understand what they're doing, and I think it's a good idea. I think there's some very cool ideas here, and I don't want to say more bands should do stuff like this, but I will say I'm glad that a band is out here doing this brutal death, true metal, not that true metalcore melodic death metal hybrid. That's not very Swedish sounding. It's very American sounding. Pretty good.
I think that's kind of
Very redneck.
what I took away from it. It was like being melodic in a way that isn't like Argosland core at all.
No.
And you know, for
It's not even that Swedish. It's more like, because I know the guys from Terminus were talking about where did Vehemence get their kind of influence from, and it was sort of hard to pinpoint because they were sort of before the wave of metalcore.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is basically picking up from that.
Yeah, I don't
And same thing as that band that you showed us last week, Nexus.
Yeah, I don't think that this is necessarily moving forward anything, but
Mm-mm.
I mean, to be able to play something like this shows some promise. So I think like
Definitely,
their
definitely.
next releases are gonna be a little bit more uh, like give the full picture of what these guys are capable of doing. I wasn't such a big fan of the production listening back to some of their splits and EPs because I think this is like it's like so muddy and the drums sounds like he's just playing on like plastic like jugs or something.
The production sounds funny, but I think that's like par for the course for something like this.
Yeah, but I think it was just interesting to hear some bands kind of moving towards like this melodic death metal that's already um, like I don't know if melodic death metal has come to its final form or anything yet, but if bands are kind of picking up where things have been left off since like the early 2000s and
I think that's fine. Yeah.
yeah, like I think that these guys will get their own voice and playing styles that will kind of set them apart. And like I mentioned, the other bands that they're like on a split with, Shank and Astral Decay, are also towing that line too. So yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on this release because I don't know if many people have heard it.
No, I doubt it. It's on the Cyfrost. Nobody's heard anything on the Cyfrost.
But yeah, these guys, yeah, just keep it up, and I can't wait to hear what we got next. Great logo, interesting album art. I really drew me in along with the font title.
Well,
Or
I'm just glad
Yeah.
people are interested in
I dig the
this
art.
American stylized version of like melodic death metal.
Yeah, yeah, because there's a lot of counterpoints and different guitar leads going on, but they also have that very not like brutal death, like
It is a little
heaviness,
bit.
but just kind of more just bringing death metal into like beefing up the melodic death metal. Because a lot of people's complaints with that is like, oh, it's very getting away from like the death metal um, sound with like being heavy and
Well,
kind
this
of
stays there a little bit, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these guys are towing the line between that, keeping it real beefy and masculine. I think that having like intestinalism as one of their like main points, I can kind of read it on their or they're wearing it on their sleeves with this, and yeah, I think it's just interesting. And like you said, I don't know if I want to hear any other bands do it, but I kind of want to hear this band continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there like this is an interest for people nowadays. The interest of vehemence and the interest of intestinalism and just melodic death metal in general. I think more and more bands are doing stuff like this. I'm not entirely aware of every single one that's doing it. I know there's like Sacrilegion and there's like Dungeon Serpent that are doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I see on Instagram more and more people are like sharing their albums of some of this classic stuff and like doing their own shit. Um, but this is the first that I heard besides like Astral Decay that is yeah, that's promising.
Cool. Um, so yeah, let's get into your last pick here, Dan.
I think it's is it not Fred's last one or is it mine?
Now it's you.
Yeah,
It is?
too.
Okay.
Here's
All right, so this is something different. A band that I know nothing about. They're from Portugal. They have a lady singer. I don't think she's a honey bun. The band is called
Oh.
Dolmen Gate. Dolmen, one word. Dolmen Gate.
Why does this sound familiar?
I don't know. And their newest album that came out in October, Echoes of Ancient Tales. I was looking for something different today, and I found this, and this was a little bit different. The first song is very long, so we don't have to listen to all of it. They're classified as epic heavy metal, but I kind of feel like this is this year's equivalent to Hyperborean lore. So I'm hearing some Bathory stuff in there, and it's sort of the slow Bathory mixed with epic heavy metal part, of course, a little bit. But I don't exactly know if there's bands that are doing a whole lot like this. It sort of has like a lazy appeal to it, where it sounds like Demon Bitch or something, where like the production kind of sounds like dulled down a little bit, except this production's actually good. Or like Scarab. I don't know if I've ever talked to you guys about Scarab, who were a new wave British heavy metal band, and they had like a little single with a song called Poltergeist and a song called Hell on Wheels. But it kind of gives vibes like that. So if you want to check out Dolmen Gate, Echoes of Ancient Tales, the first track, we can skip to like 1:30 because there is an intro, and it's a long song, so we can kind of just get to the meat.
All right, that sounds good. First song's called Souls to See, and we'll be right back.
Come for my sales, I provide.
right, we're back from some of the track.
So yeah, a portion of the track. It's a long track. I don't want to. I don't want to take up too much time. But I do like that track. I heard it today, and I don't know. It's basically power metal, but it's more of like seasoned power metal. It's something I don't necessarily know that nerds would be into it. Maybe a little bit. It seems to be something that seasoned people who are actually into black metal and epic heavy metal, like let's say Doom Sword or Candlemass, or I actually didn't look at the similar artist. What does it even say? Actually, nothing that I'm familiar with. Oh, I think they're on the same label as Eternal Champion as well, and Atlantean Codex from Germany. Very slow building, sort of heavy metal. It's got a slight blackish feel to it. Very atmospheric. And I feel like the riffs kind of are able to build on each other in a very slow burn kind of way, yeah. But in a way that I think is satisfying, and probably the most different track that we've listened to tonight. So what do you guys think of that? Any good?
I like it. It's something I have to be in the mood for, but it delivers what it intends to.
I actually dig the kind of monotonous tone that this singer has. It works for me.
It's very steady and very intentional,
Yes.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, right when it got into the like instrumental section there, that's like when it really hooked me. When it kind of stayed the same pace the whole way through, but the guitar was shining.
It stayed the same pace, but there was like a lot of kind of like prog rock. What do you even want to call that? Like, I can't even think of the term. Like transitions. A lot of prog rock transitions that go from the same pace kind of riff to another same pace kind of riff, but in very different ways. So I think that's really cool. And the melodies don't really they don't do exactly what you expect them to do, which I appreciate.
Yeah, definitely a different pick here, and I think it was pretty good to show some heavy metal here. So there's that, and you got a honey bun on in the books.
Yeah. So how do you make of this, Paul? Is this a pure heavy metal thing, or is there anything else that kind of is thrown in? How do you pick? Because I feel like it's a little bit different from something like Eternal Champion or even like Doom Sword for that matter. It's definitely, this is something that would have been popular maybe like 7 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like it's closer to like the more Doom stuff that you're saying, like Doom Sword and that sort of like Doom heavy metal, and not so much like the Eternal Champions and stuff like that. But I could see how it fits on the same label.
Yeah.
And stuff, but I don't know where this kind of fits. It's sort of it's
a little bit
interesting
weird.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean it even has like that one particular demo, Twisted Tower Dire type feel to it a little bit. It's like battle ready music, except you have like a maiden, a fair maiden singing.
The Shield Maiden.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not too bad. I didn't think it was too bad. Thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wonder how long I can make it through an album. It isn't too long an album worth of something like this, but
Oh, come on.
definitely what we heard here is good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because
I could make it through that whole album. That sounds awesome. I will
All
check
right.
this out.
well, you got Freddie on that one. So
Good. Yeah, Dolmen Gate, and this is a band that I for sure never heard anybody talk about. So
I feel like
I
I've
just
heard
found
the
them
name
randomly
before,
today.
but that's about it.
What's that, Fred?
I feel like I've heard the name before, but maybe another band uses the term. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
but yeah, I think it's Fred up next with his last pick.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and Actually, one thing I want to mention is when it comes to my favorite albums for this year, the albums I've been bringing up definitely count. Um, but I want to call out the Oak Coffin debut, which is still probably my number one album of the year. That just blew my mind. It was so good. But because we've already spoken about it, we're not going to talk about that one today.
Yep.
For my final pick is going to be Clandestine Blaze and their new album, Consecration of the Blood. A lot like Drawn and Quartered, I feel like this band has been on a constant upward trajectory. And when they released the first couple albums, Fire Burns in Our Hearts and Nightingale and Holy Flames, they were good albums. Fist of the Northern Destroyer kind of stepped it up. And then they dropped Deliverers of Faith, which is kind of where they started the really wicked streak that I feel like they're on right now. And I think it kind of culminated with City of Slaughter, which is, yeah, I'd say that's my favorite album of theirs. But everything they've released since that era has been just phenomenal, and this new one's no different. It's amazing. It's incredibly mocking, as they usually are, and it's just a vicious release. I don't think this band can do any. Well, I say band, it's all the same guy, but I don't really think they can do any wrong. So, yeah, Consecration of the Blood. We are going to be listening to track number 5, Voyage to the Dark Unknown.
Cool, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back from Clandestine Blaze.
What can I say about that? It's, to me, Clandestine Blaze sounds like themselves. And yet, if you ask me what is different or special about them, I don't really have a good answer for you. They're a band that just, I keep saying band, I know it's just Miko, but they just perform black metal in its purest form at a really high level of excellence. And that's what I feel like they've been doing for the last X number of years. It's crazy. It's been so consistent. And this album is, again, more of the same. And that just makes it sound boring, but it's really not. It's such a good fucking album. I don't know if you guys listen to Dark Fury, but I kind of get the same vibe from them. They're another band that performs just really straightforward black metal with not a whole lot to say about it, but done in such a good way that it makes them really worth latching onto and following. And a new Clandestine Blaze album is really a reason for just a blind buy for me, and that's what I did, and I don't regret it in the least. It deserves it.
Yeah, and this is my first time actually listening to this band. I always hear them tossed around everywhere. But this as an introduction is, because when did they start? Around like the early 2000s?
I think their first album was 99.
99? Okay. Yeah, this is really good, especially for a band coming out with something this year that sounds this good. Like you said, like the tone right when it started was just immediately an attraction to what was going on here. And very simple hypnotic drumming going behind it, but it's just kind of laying the foundation and texture for the guitars to kind of soar over. And the vocals are really great. I think this was like you said, kind of like basic is like has a bad like denotation to it, but it's like when you want to hear something black metal, like that you could put this on and it won't do any wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really good.
The vocals are crazy, and he's the one who does vocals for Deathspell Omega.
Dan?
Yeah, I heard this year when it came out. I liked it a lot. I think the big thing everyone said about this album is it riffs, and it has riffs. I like how Fred brought up Dark Fury, because Dark Fury is a band who I'm familiar with, and I've heard at least one of their albums. It's almost the same with Clandestine Blaze, because I've heard probably at least 3 Clandestine Blaze albums, and I know there's a lot more. And I don't know if Fred can help me out with this, but this is a lot prettier than the album that I 100% like by Clandestine Blaze, which is the second one, Night of the Unholy Flames. That one I see as a very ugly black metal album, where this one is much
Yeah.
much more epic.
Yeah, I would definitely. I'd agree with that. Their first couple albums are defined by ugliness, and they don't have much in the way of progression, I find. This
I like
moves in such a way that it does take it towards. I don't know if it's necessarily intentionally epic, but it does give that sort of progression that it leads somewhere.
Well, it's
Whereas
very
the-
different. It almost seemed like the old ones were very concentratedly bad in a good way,
Yeah.
like ugly in a good way. Just really, really kind of abrasive sounding and like unapproachable. Where this
Yeah.
one seems like it's extremely approachable. I had listened. I kind of like Miko Aspa. I'm not a huge fan of Deathspell Omega. Maybe when he's in it, because I liked the early, maybe the first two records from Deathspell Omega. Not really a big
Yeah.
fan of the other stuff, which I think he was a part of when they became more sort of like a progressive type of band, right?
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah,
He
I think the
joined
last
on,
thing I heard from this
SMRC.
guy, the last thing I heard from this guy, maybe this year or last, was like a porno grind project. I think it was called Nicole 12.
Yeah,
you've ever
he's
heard
got
that.
some things like that.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the name is supposed to mean. Is it like Nicole's 12?
I
Awesome.
have no idea.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
Not a project I followed. It's not my thing.
Nicole, oh, Cream Face. Cream Face was another porno grind project that I had heard from him.
Mhm.
Tied Down and Fucked Hard. Come on Clothes, 2013. Scared, 2017. Scared, Wet, and Ready. There you go. But yeah, this one for me, this feels like where Roster Chester kind of left off, and where I wish they would have gone. You're not a huge Roster Chester guy, right, Fred? I know a lot of the younger viewers are big on them these days.
I like what I've heard, but I haven't spent a ton of time with them.
Okay, well, I'm sure I've repeated this on the show that the first three releases of theirs are the ones that I really like. The other ones, as soon as they got a real drummer, for whatever reason, it stopped. I didn't really enjoy it that much. This feels like a continuation of the atmosphere that they were going for. This is a little bit more straightforward finish, but it's good. It's pretty good. I liked it when I heard it, and I don't think I have any complaints about it. It's good.
Yeah. That's all
Yeah.
I can ask for.
Well, with that, let's get into my last pick, which is something Dan showed me, and haven't been able to stop listening to it. It's Red Right Hand of Plague, the album Transgress, Scar, Newman. Very revenge in that way, with the aesthetic and the titles. And this is a one-man project from the guy who also did what was it, Insanity Ruin?
Insanity Rune. I think that's the only band I can pronounce. He's the guy from Elf Eggs. Guy
Yeah.
behind Elf Eggs. I was playing this for the guys the other day when I was giving them a ride, and Alex was like, "Sounds like Revenge." And I'm like, "Yeah, Elf Eggs." He's like, "You like that name?" I was like, "Yeah, it's all right." He goes, "You would." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my van."
That's how it's done.
Well, yeah, I like the name too. So,
Whoa.
but yeah, this is one-man project. It has a drum machine in there. Once I heard this, I picked up a copy of the cassette because that's all it's out on. So, yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on this one too because not getting much love I'm seeing.
No, it's not, but it's pretty good. It does sound like Revenge, but it's kind of doing a bit more.
Yeah, it definitely is doing a lot more, and like vocal wise and the actual riffs in there, and the drumming is just it's almost like Brutal Death like, with how fast he has the blasting and everything going on. So
Doesn't sound like a drum machine. It sounds organic.
Yeah, it's actually like programmed in a way that has a lot of fills and good sound samples in there. But I realized that it was a drum machine from opening up the cassette and it says programs.
Mm.
But yeah, I was kind of blown away. I was like, damn, this guy's drumming this shit too. But that's not the case. But still, being able to program something this lively is a feat on its own too. So I wanted to get into the 6-track QJY-201 Serpent's Head, and we will be right back. All right, we're back from the Red Right Hand of Plague track. What do you guys think of that?
That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's too
It kind
silly.
of
It's
felt
over the
like
top.
this will be a weird comparison, but it's like Revenge smashed into Ride for Revenge.
Yeah, with that like the noisy aspect from that band. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the black and red aesthetic doesn't hurt either, but
I don't think is Revenge this chaotic. I don't think Revenge is as chaotic as this band is. Are they?
No, definitely
No.
not.
I think it depends on the Revenge album. But
This one changes rhythms in such a funny way, and in a way that's like a full band. That's crazy that it's just one guy in a drum machine, because it feels so much like maybe two guys who are trying to keep up with each other.
Yeah.
yeah,
The changes are so crazy. It and like where all the little hits are is insane, and he programmed the drums like I don't a fucking madman. Like I don't know that the riffs themselves are super catchy. I think it's just like what they do is rhythmically pleasing. It's not necessarily like there are riffs. It's more just a lot of very pleasing rhythms, especially for like for extreme metal people. Like I feel like this is the absolute antithesis of something we were talking about earlier, like Black Dahlia Murder, or fans of that. It's like, yeah, we listen to real metal, and then this is the real metal. It's right hand of plague.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this kind of outdoes its influences here, which is I'm gonna say primarily probably Revenge and like Conqueror and stuff. I was gonna say Conqueror.
Yeah, because I know you're not a huge fan of those bands, but it's kind of interesting that you like this.
Yeah, I think with just how many changes and the sort of like it's also it's like simultaneously accessible and very like I guess hard to get into, but like
I don't know that this is accessible.
You don't think so? I think
No.
I think this is more accessible than like listen to a more like noise production focused like Revenge album or something.
Maybe, but I feel like you would already have to be acclimated to that stuff to get into this.
Yeah.
Like, you'd already have to know what that stuff is about to be into this. And if you heard this after that, you'd be extremely impressed and go, wow, this is really good for a war metal band.
Yeah, and what really got me into this was when you first listen to it, you're like damn, this might be better than Precipice. But
well, the drumming was extremely impressive to me.
mhm.
That's the main thing that I was impressed by. Like the entire thing is impressive, but what I really meant was like, wow, this drumming is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it's not really a drummer. But it is outstanding. If this was a real drummer, that you can see why I was impressed by this. It's very good as far as this style goes.
Yeah, and I think just kind of taking
Precipice is something else. I'm gonna take that back.
yeah, I think the sort of drumming on here having a more like I guess like polished, precise, technical playing style with such insane unhinged kind of riffs going on and variations and changes really is like what really draws me into this, because there's a lot of it almost seems like each piece is like kind of like glued to each other, not in like
Yeah.
in a like perfect way, but it's just like the the pieces fit there,
Yeah, there's a lot of strange stops, and then it just starts in a very bizarre way. It stops as if they just went 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Yeah.
It like doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Um,
and the whole album
I think it is glued together. I think you're right.
and the whole
It
album,
would have to. It would have to be.
the whole album is like so so varied too. Like it has this same sort of production and like atmosphere throughout the whole way, but all the each song has its own sort of identity to it. I think, which is interesting, and it's not like playing the same riffs over and over again or like gesturing the same parts. It's like actually doing different things there, and like having these like sort of like banshee screams going on throughout there. The vocals are great here too. Yeah, I was just like really impressed by this. This is probably my favorite release of the year, besides like O Coffin and Hooded Menace, and the honorable mentions there, La Poma. But
it is impressive. It's like it's like if you didn't know how much further war metal can go, this kind of throws you for a loop without adding a whole lot of other stuff into it. It's more just this is more just like rhythmic intensity,
yeah,
which we really maybe didn't know could happen.
yeah, well, because like Revenge is very like rhythmically charged too, but I think it's like almost more on like a primitive sense here or there, but here it's like on the more technical level. What's like going on?
But it still feels primitive, even though it's like digitally enhanced in certain ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Fred, what do you think?
Is something I would listen to, but
Okay.
it
What the?
kind of
Oh, what the?
it's like it's war metal, and I get that it kind of pushes it to an extreme, but like
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but I have to be in the mood for it. And if I'm not, I'm like, all right, it's kind of just noise for the sake of noise.
hmm
But
Nah.
no, but generally well executed. I enjoyed it, and
I think it's
Kinda reminded
executed
me
in a
of,
way that we've never heard before.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if anyone could pull this off.
No, no.
Yeah, because it has that it's like bringing like the only type of drumming I can think of that's like this is like brutal death metal drumming, and bringing that into war metal is like such a like it's like almost
It's like it's unheard of.
yeah, and it's like why why hasn't that been done already?
Brutal death metal and like
'Cause
certain types of grindcore, like Discordance Axis, are like the only places that this has been implemented. Maybe in like power violence, but yeah, not too much has been done in the realm of black metal, which is basically war metal.
Yeah, because I think black metal kind of has drums more in like a backseat sort of thing, where
Even if it is fast and brutal.
yeah, and where like death metal is more of like having it a part of like the actual like music going on and progressions.
Death metal is like probably the most rhythmic that you get.
Yeah, whereas black metal, like we heard with Clandestine Blaze, is kind of just providing, it's very
Yeah.
fast and brutal and hypnotizing with
And then
with this, but
brutal death metal is like probably the most unhinged that you get, but that music sort of requires non-stop riffing, and a lot of the time that stuff gets lost because a lot of it's just
yeah, where this is like such a great contrast because you have like the super technical drumming, but like primitive technical riffs going on, to be a companion to those.
well, it has to be like
repeats.
so precise, which is very I would say for the most part unheard of. It's very unsong like.
Yeah,
It's very much like a fucking circus show or something.
yeah, and I haven't really got into many of the other bands besides Insanity Room from this guy,
Yeah.
and I hope he makes more stuff under this name because the other stuff I heard too, like the Split that came out earlier this year too, and the demo and EP, they're all great, but I think this is the best release that this band is came out with, and I'm excited to hear what goes on next with this project.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where it's like I'm kind of floored by the creativity of black metal artists sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're doing things that I would never have thought of.
it is particularly savage. I'll definitely give you that much.
Definitely.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the picks. I didn't have anything that was I didn't pick anything that was bad. I just didn't really give any time to that. So um, I think that's where we're at. We just picked some albums that we wanted to shed some light
I
on.
have a bad one. Fred, do you have a bad one that you didn't like?
Uh, mostly because I had heard the name and didn't really know what it was. I checked out the Agriculture album,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's not good. And I was telling Dan earlier that band photo, I've never wanted to punch an entire band as much as these guys. Like
Epic
I
tranny
just
black
want
metal.
to clock every single one of them.
Yeah.
And the music, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't particularly care for it. It wasn't I'll give it that it wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Hmm.
But I didn't really care for it either. I'm not going to revisit it. Um, but the band photo just pissed me off. That might be petty. I don't really care.
What do they sound like? Should we listen to a track from them?
No, please no.
Okay.
Just listen to Death Heaven. You got an idea.
But yeah, you guys want to end it there then?
I kind of want to end it with my bad one and get your thoughts on this.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, because I just cracked open a beer. I thought we were all about to go into our shit picks.
Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't find anything. Not because everything was good, just because I was more focused on what was good.
Okay, that's okay. I think the first year that we did this, I was the one that had all the bad picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do one more, and we'll end this on a negative note. Okay. So everybody likes this band, or a lot of people like this band. I like some of their stuff. Their recent album I did not like. I know Fred is not a huge on this band. That is Pissgrave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loves this band.
So before we get started, you guys, Paul, Fred, any opinions on Pissgrave?
I have their first album, and I generally enjoy it.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
a pretty
didn't-
good album.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I didn't feel like I needed any more of them to satisfy me. I think that was all I needed in their scope.
Yeah, when I first heard that their first album, I was I think it was, when did it come out? Like 2015 or something?
Something like that. 2014.
Yeah. That was at the time it was like really interesting to me, but I just kind of fell off from continuing to listen to what they would put out, and so I don't know where they're at in their progression here. So I don't know anything else besides that first album, which I like. So kind of curious to hear why you don't like this one.
Yeah. Well, their first demo I liked, and it had a song that they actually redid on their second album. It was called Rusted Wind, and it has a very cool melodic outro, kind of like the outro riff on Dreaming in Red from Dismember. Very melodic, very sorrowful, satisfying. I actually covered that song back when I used to do YouTube guitar covers. All those videos are deleted by now, but it was something I liked enough to do then. First album kind of reminded me of like it sort of reminded me of Cataclysm, maybe not quite the same. I think what they were going for was okay. I think they sort of presented themselves as we are true death metal guys. They were kind of on the cusp of like the end, like the heart of Cavern Core, which would be like possibly like the first Titan Blood album, or whoever the fuck else Cavern Core bands people were listening to back then. That little bit of dissonant black metal, which was picking up around the same time, and just kind of savagery. and maybe like a necrovorish type thing. And it was pretty good. They were good at dynamics, and they were good at making good riffs. At this point, I checked it out just because I hadn't really been following them for a long time, and I kept seeing that everybody liked them a lot. And that's usually where I want to pick on a band and give some criticism. So let's listen to. I guess maybe at first I can give why I didn't really like this, because I listened to this first track earlier today. I think they kind of missed the point where they're repeating riffs that aren't great, and they're sort of running with that, and by proxy they're just playing blast beats over it, and they're like hoping that people will like the extremity. And for me it's just not working. For other people it may work, but yeah, let's check out the first track off their new album, Malignant Worthlessness.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back from Pissgrave, and they just pissed all over our connection there. But we're back.
Yeah,
That just
Fred, you
kinda
back?
kept going, didn't it?
Yeah. So we got all that recorded, Paul. We didn't have any more problems like that.
No, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. What did you guys think of that?
I think it
I
was
think
like,
that felt a lot longer than it actually was.
yeah, I thought it was cool at first, like, you know, the first two riffs going on.
Yes.
But then they just kept going and going and going and going and not really doing anything besides just the same thing.
Very generic death metal riffs.
Yeah.
Stuff that you would hear. The only difference between this and like a 90s death metal band is a 90s death metal band would play those riffs and have lots of drum changes and rhythms. This band does not do that, and they go on for far too long with less and less changes. It's and they're like holding on to all these riffs that aren't the money riff. There's like no money riff. There's really no payoff. There's almost no point.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. This is one thing that I see about like modern metal fans and like liking stuff like this. I feel like they're being duped a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's fast, yeah, it's extreme, but it's like this isn't really
Who
good.
cares?
It's not. Fred, you didn't like that.
No, it kind of just kept going.
Did you like any of it?
I mean, it had some novelty at the beginning, but then it's like, are we doing anything else? No, I guess not. All right.
Yeah, it tricks the listener. It tricks you into thinking that something is happening, and then nothing happens. And it's gotten worse because the production is now much better, where you can hear everything. And it's like, dude, any like literally any band can do this. Any guitar player could do this. This is not special anymore.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, this band has, you know, acclaim, critical acclaim, and they're, you know, a household name of this sort of, like, noisy death metal, kind of leaning into, like, gore grind.
Which isn't that noisy. Really.
Yeah, and, I
The
don't
only
know.
part that's noisy is like they don't change rhythms and the vocals are a little bit weird.
Yeah, like I feel like it's more of like a check, like off the checklist type band. It's like, oh, you know, what are you listening to this year? Yeah, Pissgrave. Probably too
Yeah,
extreme.
my favorite extreme band,
Yeah,
Pissgrave.
probably too extreme for you.
Yeah, it's too extreme for you normies. I listen to Pissgrave. And
like-
then we're over here like, what? This didn't do anything.
Yeah,
This didn't do it. Does it do anything?
Listen to Red Right Hand of Plague.
Yeah, that at least does something.
Or drawn and quartered.
Honestly, all our picks tonight were pretty great. I don't think I had any complaints about any of our picks tonight. My least favorite would probably be the Sulfuric Cautery, just because it's a little bit too punkish for me.
But I think
But
that
at
blows
least
this
it
out of the
moves.
water.
Oh, it does. 100%. This is boring.
Like even
Pissgrave is boring.
even on like a intensity level too. It's just like
Yeah, it's not that intense. It's nothing.
like it's almost double the speed the Sulfuric Cautery is doing, and has
yeah, and those are
actual
kids.
rhythms.
These are like seasoned guys. It's like, dude, shouldn't you have done something much better than this at this point?
Yeah.
Do you want the answer to that?
Yeah,
Yeah, they should have.
they should. I honestly, I'm starting to think, like, besides the one song that I really liked, which was Rusted Wind, because of the like emotional outro, that was maybe their one good idea. But I have a feeling that this band may have just been Reddit soy jack, nothing death metal from the start. That's what I'm starting to suspect. I think this band was a nothing burger from the start. It's possible. I think it might have been very possible. You get death metal, you get a little dissonance, and that's kind of it. But hasn't everybody already done that? Isn't everybody already kind of done with that? This feels very corporate. This feels very label friendly.
The Pissgrave psyop band.
I think so. I think so. I would question if you liked that song. Why did you like that?
Yeah, very Wyatt XM core.
Pissgrave, my favorite extreme band. You're going to jail, mailman. Yeah. Okay. So nobody really liked that. Is that the consensus for us three?
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't
What's
need
that,
any more of
Fred?
that. I don't need
No
any
more?
more of that.
Okay. With that, do we have any honorable mentions before we sign off?
Yeah, we got the Mephitic Corpse. We got Lepoma. Well, let me say the names of these albums actually. Mephitic Corpse, Sickness Attracts Sickness, and then we got Lepoma, No Cure. What's it called? No Cure for the Sick. And then another one was our boy Julian with Flesh Mangled, morphing into Despised Victimology.
Shout out to Flesh Mangled. Honestly, one of the very few great bands of the nowadays. There you go.
Let's see what else was there. Of course, Hooded Menace. We already talked about, and then the one Josh picked, Forbidden Temple. That was from this year too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was great.
Oak Coffin, of course. Yeah, that was probably really great. I'm just waiting on that damn CD still. Ordered it that fucking same night, so I haven't gotten it. And what else? You guys got anything?
I had some Kivum I really liked. Morbific was cool. I like the new Naked Whipper. Zecrideus, I don't know if that's being pronounced right. That one I enjoyed. That's kind of all I had written down.
You have any, Dan?
Yeah. Eagle's Nest, Purification.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, an SBM from somewhere in the United States. This is a very secretive project, but that was really good. Finnish French sound, but really nicely executed. Welkin from Singapore, I believe. They're split with some band that I can't pronounce because it's in Korean. It was called Hibiscus at Dawn. It was the one with the dragon and the like Asian flags. Pretty good. That was artwork done by Vaughn. Good stuff. And I just found out about this today. War Goat from Greece, who are like a mix of war metal and basically Greek black metal, kind of in the Unholy Archangel camp, not as noisy. But their EP, Mysteries of Primitive Damnation, that was pretty good. And I guess the last one I would say, Der Stürmer, another Greek band, Resurgence of the Flame.
Oh yeah, that was a good album.
Cool, basically ugly black metal.
Yeah.
So that's my
That might actually be their best album. Well, maybe Banner's better, but
Banner is the best one, I think. But yeah, this newest one was very good.
it delivered.
Yeah, so those are my honorable mentions there.
Cool. Well, I think that'll do it for us for 2025. Check out all these, full albums of what we recommended here. They're all worth checking out.
And drink your milk and cookies before Santa gets to them.
And let's hope 2026 is better for death metal.